Hi there, welcome to Joshi'ing Around Weekly, a podcast in which we will discuss the most important shows, the best matches, and the hottest topics in Japanese women's pro wrestling on a weekly basis. I'm Tim.
And I'm Eric.
And welcome to the show. Hello everyone, and welcome to the 8th episode of Joshi'ing Around Weekly. We are recording on October 28th, and today we are gonna have the following topics. First, we're gonna go over the Marigold Grand Destiny show from October 26th. Then we're gonna cover the STARDOM Korakuen show from October 27th. After that, Eric is gonna take us through his quick thoughts on two Tokyo Joshi Pro shows. After that, we're gonna enter the Indie Zone with Marvelous. Friday Night Gacha episode 3. We got an Ice Ribbon show from October 26th. We got a Diana show from October 26th. And Eric is also gonna take us through two more Actress Girls shows in a catch-up from October 13th and 19th. After that, we're gonna preview a couple of shows and have our Match of the Week segment. All right. Hi, Eric. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm good. I'm a lot better than the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, you got some sleep?
I got good sleep the last few days. Yeah, it's good. Last weeks were weird for me, for you too, I think. But yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot going on. I feel like I'm worried I'm going to be over giddy on this episode. I had my pizza, I had my coffee just before the episode. I'm worried I'm going to be overstimulated. So I need to, we'll see how that goes.
I mean, that can't be too bad.
Yeah.
I got one thing that's kind of being a headache.
Yeah, what's that?
I heard you broke the exclusivity clause in your Joshi'ing Around Weekly contract.
Oh, shit.
Is that right?
Well, did you know I was doing that episode?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. I don't know if I actually mentioned it, but yeah. So that's wrestling omakase. But you know, if you're a listener that listens to both, you might hear me repeat something. So just ignore that and pretend this is the first time you've heard my takes. But I do have some exclusive takes though, because you know I don't want to completely break my contract. So
yeah, I think it will be fine. I think we have like maybe a bit of a different approach to many things, but please everyone check out this week's or any week's Wrestling Omakase with John from the Voices of Wrestling podcasting network, where Eric was a guest this week. And yeah, I haven't had time to check out the show yet, but I bet it's gonna be great.
I learned a lot about baseball. Do you know about baseball?
I know nothing.
Oh, that just reminded me. So I was doing my lunch break browsing through random Discord channels, and I saw you talking about NBA. Do you watch basketball? Because you were talking about Chauncey Billups' like stats, and I was like, "What? Since when did Tim know anything about basketball? Have you been hiding this from me?"
I am now I'm a very casual viewer. I used to be very much into the NBA from like I guess 2002 to like 2012 maybe. After that, I've been like more and more casual about it. But yeah, I used to be like big into basketball. I used to play too, but
yeah. 2012. So that's when did the Heat lose in the final? I forgot.
I think that was 2011, right? When Dirk beat the Heat in the final.
Yeah, that was Dirk. Okay, so Dirk got his chip, and then you were out of there immediately after that.
Basically, I'm actually not that much of a Dirk guy. I was a Heat guy, so.
Oh my! You're a Heat guy. You're a Heat guy. You support Bayern Munich. Like,
I was.
Let me guess. You're a Sebastian Vettel fan as well.
I wasn't a Heat fan when they were like just having everyone and every success. I was like when I got into basketball, like the very first season. I think it was 2003 actually, was the season when Dwayne Wade was drafted, and for some reason, like Dwayne Wade immediately was my favorite player in the league.
Well,
and that's basically
LeBron was drafted.
I know, yeah.
Well, right?
LeBron was drafted, and was Carmelo Anthony also drafted on that season? I don't know.
Yeah.
That was like a big season for the draft. Yeah, but for some reason I fucking loved watching Dwayne Wade right away, and he became my favorite player, and that's actually why I became a Miami Heat fan. Not like, it has no other reason. Like I don't like Florida, I don't like anything like that. But for some reason I loved Dwayne Wade. I had like the Dwayne Wade shoes. I had like, I don't know. I was like a big Dwayne Wade. Dwayne Wade.
Do you have a team now?
Huh?
Do you have a team now?
I just stuck with the Heat like since then. Just kind of. I mean, once you have one team, you're not gonna just switch, right?
Yeah. Do you still watch them then? Do you watch their games?
I always try to like follow like when it gets towards the end of the season, right?
Yeah.
I mostly skip like most of the season when they get into the playoffs or something. They had like kind of a miracle run like 2 or 3 years ago. Don't remember.
I mean, they made like, what was it, like 3 finals conferences or something in a row?
Yeah, right. I always try to follow those. It's hard, of course, to watch the games like in the middle of the night on like a Tuesday or whatever. But
yeah, it's brutal.
Sometimes I try to check back in, but I kind of like it. It wasn't like I didn't stop watching basketball because Miami fell off or anything. It was more like coincidental that it was around the same times, actually. It's just my interests just kind of shifted at that point. I don't know.
Yeah, they fell off again. So after the Butler trade, they're pretty down bad right now.
That was a whole thing going on. I didn't even follow that completely, so that's kind of how out of it I am by now.
Yeah.
All right.
You know what's good though?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know what's good? I got my my Sariano hoodie today from Japan.
Oh, which one?
So it was like one that was sold on like World Shipping or something. So I guess it was one of those ones that Stardom releases that gets instantly sold out. I stayed up quite late to make sure I could order it as soon as it came out, and I'm very lucky I swiped it. But the shipping costs double the amount of the actual hoodie. So that's always fun.
Gonna be
like, you know,
I think that's even more expensive to the UK than probably. Maybe that's Brexit stuff.
I think I paid like £40 in shipping.
Yeah, but that's a cheap hoodie then, I guess.
Well, the hoodie was like 30 or something.
Okay,
I think.
Yeah. I think 40 is pretty much normal for me too, for the shipping.
Have you?
I ordered this like Tam Nakano thing before she retired.
Course, yeah.
It was just a poster from the Korakuen that was like signed and stuff like that. Was pretty cheap actually for shipping. That was only like 20 because it was basically just a flat package, I guess. So that was good.
And where is that now? Is that in your office?
No, it's right behind me on my living room wall.
I've got behind me the Spark Rush t-shirt signed by Suri because our good friend Frankie got it signed for me at Korakuen Hall. So
that's awesome.
Got it framed and everything. It felt really bad to frame a t-shirt rather than wear it, but it's like if Suri signs a shirt, you kind of can't wear it, right?
Nah, it's true. I'm kind of thinking about doing this with my old, like, I have these old t-shirts from, like, this was from the first X-Over show. They had, like, a couple of cool shirt designs with, like, Maika and Goto is one of them, and Tanahashi and Utami is on the other, like both, like, portraits in a cool style. I ordered those back then, and they are completely falling apart, so... like just from the washing machine process and stuff, like the prints on the shirts are looking really rough. So I thought about framing those instead of keeping, as long as they're still like, you can make out anything on them.
Yeah, framing the Utami Tanahashi one would be cool, you know, framing a shirt with 2 retiring wrestlers.
Yeah, we can speculate about that later. Or do you know anything?
That's too early.
Do you know something more than me? Maybe.
No. Just fucking about before we get into the Marigold stuff.
Yeah. Right. Should we? You're a Spurs fan, right? Are you a Spurs fan?
It's really. I just support players rather than franchises because I'm not American, so.
Oh, okay.
So I actually made the mistake of buying a bunch of fucking Dallas Mavs merch because I love Luka.
Mm-hmm.
And then
and then he was
like, Yeah, I was like, there's no fucking way Luka's ever leaving. I'm just going to buy a bunch of Mavs merch. I don't even need Luka's name on the back. Who gives a fuck? Then that fuck, Nico Harrison, traded Luka to the Lakers, and I still can't get over that. So now I've just got a bunch of Mavs merch, and I just never wear it. So, yeah, I guess I support Luka, Jokic, Wemby. So I have Nuggets merch and Spurs merch and stuff like that.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
But it's fucking brutal because they're in the West, Nuggets and Spurs. Oh, and the Mavs when Luka was there, and the Lakers now that Luka's there. So they're all the games are at like 2 a.m. So my sleeping schedule is fucking cursed. So.
Oh, you're actually watching them live? Okay. Yeah,
I watch the ones I can't really watch live are the ones that start at 3 a.m. because they finish at 6 a.m. So
yeah,
and most days I have to be up at 8:58. That's the benefits of working from home.
Yeah, gotcha.
Alarm 8:57, roll out of bed, switch PC on, log into Teams, done.
That's how it goes.
That's the best thing that COVID brought, to be fair. That and
That's true.
home delivery for food.
Yeah, that's, I guess. Anyway, should we get into the wrestling? What do you think?
Yeah, let's do it.
Right. First, we got, of course, everyone's favorite promotion, Marigold, with their big show of the year, Grand Destiny. From October 26th in Ryogoku Kokugikan. Kokugikan.
Oh, shit.
Kokugikan?
That wasn't bad. I think you nailed it.
Nice. They announced an attendance of an even 3,450. You think that's...
Why'd you specify even?
I mean, it's a lucky number, I guess. I guess
Yeah.
it's, what do you call it? A coincidence that it hit exactly 450.
Do they exaggerate attendances? Is this like a known thing?
I think so, yeah. I think it was pretty obvious during like last year. Some of the Korakuens were like pretty exaggerated numbers from what I heard. But, and then like Rossi has always kind of done that. I think once they got under the Bushiroad banner, it all got a bit more honest. But like there are some old shows where Rossi just straight up made up some numbers, I think. There's this famous one where he announced like 5,500 people in like 2013 for a Stardom show. And there's like pictures where it's like at most 2,000, I don't know.
What arena is that?
And was also Ryogoku, if I remember correctly.
Oh.
And it looked hella empty for 5.5k. So.
I have a feeling they stopped exaggerating the Korakuens though, because those numbers I kind of believe all of them, at least in 2025. I haven't seen a number that's been like, yeah, that seems a bit weird. And even the 5-star, the Dream Star when they were in Osaka, they announced like 350 for Eddie in Arena Osaka number 2, which is really low attendance. And I feel like if you're exaggerating numbers, you would probably just double that, to be honest.
Yeah, that's kind of true.
I think they might have stopped, I guess, as well. Maybe not for the Sumo Hall one. This Sumo Hall, I would be surprised if it was 3,500, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was like 2,800, 2,900, 3,000.
Yeah, I think 3,000 is probably fair. You never really had a great overview of the crowd, I thought, from like a camera angle perspective or whatever. But it sounded like a big crowd, I think.
Yeah, I'm just comparing it to the Noah crowd a few weeks before that, which was 3,500, and it seemed maybe a tiny bit fewer people, but more or less it was quite similar. So
yeah. All right. Okay, shall we get into the matches then? I also heard.
Yeah, who wants to talk about business?
He
Business is
comped
boring.
He comped a bunch of tickets too, like someone said.
Well, that's kind of his thing, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The business? What do you mean?
Oh, I was just kind of making a joke about who cares about business.
Oh, okay.
I suppose a lot of people do.
I guess, yeah. Anyway, our first match of the evening was... Oh, do you want to go for it? I think we have like a special thing here where you wanted to explain the background for each match, which you're probably going to be a lot better at than I will be. So,
well, I have been a Marigold head since it launched, but specifically a lot in 2020. Because 2025, I sort of started with... I guess it was like a personal project. I was like, okay, I'm just going to watch as much wrestling as I can and see what happens. I guess I've enjoyed it so far, and I've liked it. I've picked up a lot of new promotions that I never would have watched before. So Marigold was one of the ones I decided to watch every single show and most of the matches and see what happens. And I was extremely hyped for this show. So people might think I'm crazy if I say this, but I was as hyped for this show almost as much as I was hyped for All-Star Grand Queendom. So I think the product right now for Marigold is the best it's ever been. I was I guess I was in anticipation, just hoping that they would put on a big show that could match their product. Because if I keep telling people, hey, the Marigold product's really good right now, and they have like a dud sumo hall, then I look like a fucking idiot. But I think they mostly put on a show that did match, like, hey, this is where we're at with a product. So yeah, I thought the main difference between this card and the Stardom April card is there was a worse undercard, I think, overall, and also the main event, the differences between the main event. So Stardom in April had an amazing, one of the best storylines in wrestling of all time. Marigold's main event was like inorganically put together, but it sort of pulled on the threads of one of the best feuds in women's wrestling ever, right? And a real bond between, the two GOATs. So those were the sort of similarities, but it's just really hard to compare those main events against each other. I think that was the main difference between the card. But if you looked at the Marigold card and you looked at that Stardom April card, you were like, those 4 matches are fucking sick, right? On paper. I'm just talking about on paper now, not even like how it's executed. So that, just wanted to justify why I'm comparing that to the Stardom April card, because some people might think that's like blasphemy.
I mean, it's also like, this is clearly Marigold's biggest show of the year, right?
It is, yeah.
Or would you say the January one is bigger? No, this is bigger, right?
No, this one's bigger, yeah.
And yeah, so comparing the two companies' two biggest shows makes sense to me.
Yep. So I guess also I'm just really interested in what Marigold are putting out right now compared to last year. So I just want to make it clear that I'm not like a Marigold homer by any means. I hate Rossi, I hate Sunny, all that stuff. But it's just, I just look at the product, I'm like, I really enjoyed the product from top to bottom. I think it delivered on those expectations. Overall, what were your thoughts on paper, and did it match up to those as a non-Marigold guy?
I thought it delivered to my expectations for sure. I think several matches over-delivered to my expectations, and several matches were pretty much what I expected. And yeah, I was overall pretty high on the show actually after I watched it. Like, pretty good. I would say, like, comparing it to All-Star Grand Queendom is like, that's not even really a question for me. Not even just because Tam Nakano and Saya Kamitani had the greatest match of all time, but also like the rest of the card is like, I think there's still like kind of a level above for me personally, for the product that Stardom puts out and for like the general quality of the in-ring. But it's also like because Stardom is like my favorite promotion where I like follow everything and know everything about every wrestler and their history with each other, which is kind of like, like you said, is what's missing for me with Marigold, because I'm not really like locked into the promotion like I'm into other stuff. So that obviously plays a big role for like enjoying the show as a whole, I guess. But I still did very much enjoy it. So yeah, it's a success.
I find people really underrate that aspect, by the way. You know the concept of parachuting. Yeah. I feel like when I see people's reviews or comments about a show and they're parachuting in, they just never understand, like, if you're not following the storylines and the backgrounds behind the matches, you will just most likely end up enjoying it less. It's like picking up a book at the end. And I don't know why people don't make that comparison to like other media, like mediums of media, right? Like if you compare it to like reading, it makes sense immediately, but people don't apply that to wrestling, which is like going to the theater. I think it's more going to the theater rather than sports. But even in sports, right? If you parachute in like to like the playoffs, like which we say we do with the NBA, you might miss a lot of the storylines going in for some of the players. Like maybe someone came back from like an ACL injury and then they just dropped 40 points in the first game. Like that part of the story makes you enjoy that game more than if you didn't have that context, right? So yeah, I feel like a lot of people miss that, parachuting in will definitely affect your enjoyment of shows, and that can lead to variations in opinion. So if someone goes ahead and says, hey, this show was one of the best of the year, I think it's weird for people to try and shut them down and be like, hey, no, it wasn't that good, relax, buddy. Well, it kind of depends on how into that promotion someone is, right? So yeah. Well, there are some objective things though, like, you know, like Brian Alvarez having the opinion that, you know, Mayu and Io is not even the 10th best match of Io Sky like this year. So that's just objectively wrong, right? I don't like, obviously nothing's objective, but I'm being tongue in cheek, but there are some things that are obviously wrong. But I think if someone said, this is my favorite show of the year, I would not argue against them.
No,
does that make sense?
not at all. Yeah, of course.
Cool. And I just wanted to say also, I would also pick Stardom All-Star Grand Queendom just because 3 of the matches on that card were legit like match of the year contenders.
Yeah,
Mei and Suzu, Mayu and Syuri, and obviously Tam and Saya. And Tam and Saya is my favorite match of all time. So I wouldn't take it over it, but I would definitely hear arguments about people comparing the two.
Yes.
And also, I just wanted to finish off before we get into the matches. This is the best Marigold show ever, in my opinion. I think the only one that compared was your favorite wrestler, Nanaya Takahashi's retirement in May. That was a really well-rounded show, and people might forget, but they had a lot of good matches on the undercard. It was a show that Shino debuted on as well. So, yeah, but I think this Marigold show blows out the water.
Yeah. So just to like maybe visualize what I mean with like if we go by like star ratings, right? And like the top, I'd say like 4 or 5 matches of All-Star Grand Queendom were all like between 4.5 and 5 to me, right? And like with Marigold, it's more like between 4 and 4.5. So that's like a half step, half point step agree. Between the two shows to me. So, but but that's still really, really good for a show to have like 3 or 4 shows, matches above 4 stars. That's sick.
Yeah, and you know the old rule where if it's like within half a star, you're probably like agreeing with each other more or less. Like it's depending on how much you're into the promotion. Cool. So going into the first match, so we mentioned Shino's debut in May. She was up against Kazuna Tanaka. So this was a second generation showdown. So Kazuna Tanaka's mother, Yumi Fukawa, and Shino's mother, Michiko Omakai, were ringside supporting them. Their parents were tag team partners in a promotion called Arison in the late 90s. At the press conference on 9th of October, Kazuna Tanaka gave a really, really cute promo about how her mother had to retire early due to a serious head injury, but she wanted to continue wrestling. So she told, you know, her mother that she would continue on and do everything that she couldn't do because of her retirement. So I thought that was kind of cute. So Tanaka's also felt that she had been running away from the second generation label when she should be embracing it. And I also think that's a pretty good story, you know, just embracing where you came from, embracing your roots and making you a better wrestler because of that.
Yeah.
So I think Kazuna Tanaka's development in general has like stalled compared to people like Sarah. Do you remember watching Tanaka when Marigold first joined, or do you have any like memories of her early on?
Not really, actually, no. Like the name is always really familiar to me, Kizuna Tanaka, but like I have barely any memories of the Marigold shows I watched when they first started.
Yeah, so to be honest. I think she was sort of like considered like the up and coming talent in Marigold, like the person to watch. And then, you know, Seri debuted in January this year. Kamoma Minami, who was obviously yoinked from the Stardom dojo, right? I think that's what happened. I think she was like a trainee. Something like that. And obviously Yuzuki's improvement as well. So Tanaka's sort of been left behind, and obviously the new super rookie on the block, like Shino. Also, we use the word super rookie a lot, but I'll come on to it maybe a bit later, but a lot of Marigold's youngsters are genuinely good. So Shino is someone who is very good. You can see in a handful of appearances, she just fucking gets pro wrestling. She's only 16, and so she's only going to get better and better. So Kazuna Tanaka just has a point to prove in this match. She had, I want to shout, I think, maybe I mentioned it in the last week's podcast, but I just want to say again, she had an amazing match with Rhea Seto on a house show. So that was like probably one of her best matches. So I was very hyped for this match, and I think it lived up to it. So do you want to go first?
Who did you just talk about, the trainee? I blacked out for a second.
Oh, Kamoma Minami.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Right.
Because I don't think she had any match. She hadn't debuted yet in Stardom, right? When she joined Marigold?
No, she hasn't.
Yeah, so she's genuinely good. She's the one that you compare to Sayaka Kurara, right? So,
exactly.
Which is a good comparison. So what did you think of this match?
I liked it a lot actually. Like, I don't know if this makes sense, but this felt to me like these two wanted to have like their first like little epic pay-per-view singles match in a way. Like just the way they wrestle with each other. Like they tried to like I don't really know. They
went hard, right?
Yeah. They went hard and they really tried to like convince the audience of each other, I guess. That they're like really like that you should really expect them to be on the come up here in this company. I think it's cool to give two like young wrestlers like that a opening singles match on a big show like this, and not just put them in a big like battle royal or whatever or Rambo. And I think it really
worked. Which I'll complain
out.
about later.
Yeah, this and it was only 6 minutes. Could have even gone longer for my taste, but yeah. The funny thing is, at the start I thought like I literally wrote like they gotta lay in their strikes a bit more, and like just in the moment when I wrote that like I think Shino just fucking kicked Tanaka in the face.
I thought she knocked her out.
Fucking
legit.
penalty kick. Yeah, that, just when I hit enter on that. that was a funny coincidence, but
by the way, that's my favorite thing about Marigold right now. If I could sum it up in one sentence, it's the young wrestlers feel like they're trying to kill each other. And I like that. They are just always going so hard against each other. And I think this match encapsulated that more than any other.
Yep, that's true. Yeah, but who was the guy?
Was there a guy?
There was a man watching from like the entranceway the entire time.
Fuck, what's his name? Is it Minoru Tanaka, right? He wrestles for Gleats. That's
that was Minoru. I didn't recognize him at all, to be honest. Who is that? Her dad?
Yeah, that's her dad, yeah.
Oh, okay, gotcha. No, that makes sense then. Why didn't he come to the ring then? He was like just standing in the entrance.
He's too cool for that, bro. Yeah, he's too cool for that.
That's kind of weird. Yeah, but she like Kizuna did like that Hanan type suplex for the win, which I always think is kind of a weird move in a way, because like the bridge to it like looks kind of weird as like a convincing pin, I guess.
Wait, wasn't it a QT special?
Wait, is that the...
well, I guess Hanan does do a QT special, doesn't she?
Right, actually, now that you say it, it's actually just...
Well, Hanan does one. I just thought you were referring to the backdrop suplex, but no, it's a QT one. No, you were right. Sorry, I was just...
Yeah, no, I'm confused. Of course. Wait.
Well, you are right.
Why did I never connect that? I think Hanan calls it something different, so I never really thought of it as a QT special, but that's exactly what it is, actually.
Oh, okay, yeah. Whenever I see this move, I just always call it the QT special, no matter what the wrestlers call it themselves.
Okay.
Yeah, but she probably does call it something different.
Yeah, I think she has some flower name for it. Yeah, but it looked good. It was a really good match, I thought.
I fucking love Shino taking the Uranagi. That is a big balls move, right?
Yeah.
So like that's what made her match with Mai Sakurai in her debut kind of sick, right? When she just dropped Mai on her head with an Uranagi. So I'm so excited to see her development, to be honest.
And another thing I really liked about the match, like as a whole package, was like the post match, because like Shino was really emotional about like having lost. Like it really looked like she took it hard. She was like sobbing almost, but then she shook Kizuna's hand anyway, and it was kind of a sweet moment between the two. But like you really felt the emotions from Shino she had about this match, and that was great.
Yeah, and by the way, this was a 5-minute match. It's just I like matches that like kind of break the mold in terms of match lengths. Mm-hmm. So I can really enjoy like a 5-6 minute match. So the one I keep talking about with Kazuna and Ryoseto, that was 6 minutes. It was like 6 minutes, 16 seconds. And it's one of my favorite matches of the year just because of what happened in it and how different it was. So I'm not someone who like penalizes for short match lengths. I don't know what you think about that. If you enjoy a match less because it's shorter.
No, not at all.
Because some people are like that, right? Yeah.
If it fits, it fits, I guess.
Exactly,
I wanted to watch that match. I forgot about that. The Seto and Kizuna.
Oh, I'll tell you what show it was on, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe you can watch it and tell me I'm being fucking crazy. Because no one else has mentioned it, so I feel like I'm starting to go crazy.
Yeah. No, I think it's a bit tough with really short matches, right? But sometimes they are just fantastic. I also really love like these short Saki Kashima matches in Stardom sometimes. Like sometimes it just rules when the match is like only a minute and 20 seconds or whatever. And like it's just fucking go, and someone rolls the other person up and it's just over, and it's just
Waka and Meisera, right? When Waka beat her in 34 seconds or whatever. That was awesome.
Yeah, stuff like that rules. It's cool.
Cool. So I think the only thing I can criticize about the match, and it's just one move that I don't like that Tanaka does, it's her running knee strike, the Psycho knee. She never makes contact with it, ever. And I'm like, it's just better not to do it if you're too scared about shoot KOing the opponent. So that's the only thing I think she can work on that I thought was a bit odd. But yeah, really like this match.
Yep, same.
And then we had the Rumble that you're talking about, which threw in some youngsters that I wasn't too happy with. So it was basically a tag team gauntlet. And the teams were Chanyota and Erina Yamanaka, Hummingbird and Naoya Ishikawa, Komomo Minami and Yuki Yamazaki, Minami Yuki and Nagisa Tachibana, Nagisa Nozaki and Rei Seto, and Shoko Koshino and X. So I am definitely a low man on this match. I didn't enjoy it, and I thought it was far too long. Comparing it to some other pre-show Rumbles in the past, the Marigold big shows, it was far better. But I think it sort of killed I was so hyped up after the opener, and then this just kind of really dragged on, I think. So I don't think it was terrible, but I think it could have been a lot better if they cut this in half, basically. What do you think about this one?
Yeah. I was kind of a bit bummed to see like some of the talents like Komomo or like Rhea Seto or even like Nagisa Nozaki I was hoping to see in bigger spots on this show.
Yeah, exactly.
I thought like the main thing that I really, really disliked about this match was the booking, basically. Because it was like so fucking lame, right? Because it was always like one team is in, a new team comes in and beats the team that was in. And then the next team comes in and beats that team.
That's right, yeah.
And that was the entire match. Like usually you book these like gauntlet matches to have like one team make the run until the end from the start or something and then tragically fail in the end or something like that. Or at least have one team dominate for like at least 3 matches or something. But this was just every new team that came in defeated the previous team until the end. And then the last team came in and won. It was really fucking lame from a booking perspective, I thought.
No, I agree. So they started off with Hummingbird and Naoya Ishikawa versus Minami Yuki and Nagisa Tachibana. So Tachibana is someone I mentioned who's improving quite a bit. She has a legit good drop kick now. So I don't know if it's all she's practicing in the dojo. She also has a good springboard crossbody. But so, I mean, the first match was really, really whatever. I kind of zoned out for it, to be honest. And then Komomo Minami and Yuka. Yeah, go on.
I think the Hummingbird flying head scissors she does is kind of cute.
Hummingbird's pretty good, yeah.
She's improving, I think.
She is, yeah. And then Komomo Minami and Yuki Yamazaki came out. This is one of my favorite tag teams. I'm really into Yuki Yamazaki. I think she's not getting spoken about as being a good rookie, and she's just a good wrestler for being 18 and debuting a few months ago. So I was hoping for them to go further. To be honest, so they did beat. Did they beat? Oh yeah, no, yeah, they beat Hummingbird and Naoya Ishikawa, I think, or one of the other teams. It doesn't really matter. And then they faced Chanyota and Yamanaka.
Nao got rolled up in the first one she lost.
Okay, so then they beat Minami Yuki and Nagisa Tachibana. Okay, yeah. And then Chanyota and Yamanaka came out, and my only notes for this is fuck the Bronco Buster. So don't know if you had any notes on this matchup. I was kind of bummed out that Komomo and Yuka won here, to be honest. I kind of lost interest in the match at this point.
Yeah, no. I thought yeah, you're right actually. After Komomo Komomo pinned Minami. Wait. I'm kind of confused. Yeah, at this point, I kind of zoned out as well. I think my notes after this are just kind of whatever.
Yeah, it's the same. Okay, all right. Let's skip to the end. And then, they get knocked out, and then Seto and Nagisa knock out Chanyoto and Yamanaka, blah, blah, blah. And then the X is revealed, so Shoko Koshino. So she used to be Flying Penguin, and now she's signed with Marigold. This shows she unmasked, and this was her first match under this gimmick. So she's a singer, I think, and that's why she came out singing, which is, cool, I guess. I hope she doesn't do it on every house show, because that would take quite a while. So she came out with X, who was Gigaton.
Yeah.
Her X was Gigaton. So Gigaton, for those who don't know, is now Ishikawa's terrible... Okay.
That was now Ishikawa? What the fuck? I didn't even know that.
Wait, are you joking? I can't tell if you're doing a bit.
No. She had this like...
That's so funny.
She had this face paint, right? And this weird... I don't know.
Wait, so who did you think it was?
I don't know.
You're pulling my leg. You're pulling my leg.
Wrestler. I have no idea.
You're too German for me to understand your sarcasm, so I'm going to assume you're pulling my leg. But yeah, Gigaton is an awful gimmick. It's just a play on Megaton, and those are two people that I tend to skip. I don't mind comedy, obviously, because I'm a DDT enjoyer, but
some comedy just gone, right?
Gigaton?
Yeah.
I mean, maybe, but I thought, maybe. It's still obvious that it's now Ishikawa.
Is it? Okay.
But maybe not. Hey, that's okay. Tim, it's okay that you didn't know it was now Ishikawa. That's completely okay. This is like when I found out that fucking, John Cruz is Serpentico.
Yes.
This is like that. I was like, wait, what? But yeah, so this was all about Gigaton's return because she's been away for a while. That's when she went back to the normal now Ishikawa gimmick, and she won. So, I mean, my only notes for that final match between Darkness Revolution and Koshino and Gigaton were, all right, fuck this, I'm out. So,
that's fair.
Yeah. Do you have anything to add?
Yeah, not really.
All right,
this took fucking 25 minutes. Over 25 minutes.
Okay, that's worse than I thought it was. I thought it was like 17 or 18.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That was like... You could have like 5 Kizuna Tanaka vs. Shino matches in that time.
When you put it like that, that is depressing. Yes, that is... Oh, God, yeah. Yeah, but anyway, just for... If there's Marigold fans listening, I obviously... My main criticism is that the youngsters should have been in a more signature position. I know there has to be a match like this on the card to get everyone on. I feel like it should be cut in half, move to the pre-show, get Komomo, Rei Seto, and Yuki Yamazaki in more signature spots on the card. So that's my only criticism.
Are the like Marigold hardcores really into like the Gigaton and Megaton gimmicks?
I think they push back on the criticism about it, yeah.
Huh, okay.
Because I think it's like meant to be like a house showy gimmick for like the live audience. So, how can you really... every promotion has something like that, right? Like, Stardom's is just kind of... Well, I think it's a bit better. It's like, Saki Kashima, Waka Tsukiyama, right? That's meant to be for like the live crowd. Oh, yeah, and Fukugen as well, yeah. But even Fukugen is like miles better, right? She is super, super over.
Yeah.
But I guess... Well, I was going to say, the next match kind of... did prove me wrong a bit about Megaton and what she should be doing on the card. So Megaton was against Big Name M, and that was revealed to be Minoru Suzuki, the murder grandpa. I thought that was really good, actually. This kind of made sense. So if you're going to do a comedy singles match with Megaton against Minoru is a really good idea. The whole crowd was chanting for her. She was super over. Her shtick worked. Trying to chop Suzuki, and Suzuki completely no-selling it. She submitted while upside down in a gotch-style pile driver hold. So she refused to get pile driven, and she just tapped while upside down and like, fuck this. And Minoru Suzuki was just like, what?
I actually thought that was funny. Yeah. That kind of popped me. Just tapping out in the setup to the pile drivers.
This is the best Megaton match I've seen, okay? This was actually good. Probably. If you're gonna have these gimmicks, have them do matches like this. That's all I would ask for.
Yeah, I think she does kind of have some comedic timing, I guess. Also with like when she teased doing the moonsault with like the spinning fingers,
Yeah.
And Minoru was just standing behind her the entire time.
Just tapping her on the back.
Yeah, that was kind of cute, kind of funny.
Minoru's having a
Yeah,
pretty
that's
good
fair.
year. Suzuki's having a good year. Like in DDT, he's been great. This is he's doing 3 sumo halls within 3 weeks.
Yeah.
So he did the Noah one on the 11th. Then he's done this one on the 26th, and then he's doing another one this week. Is the 3rd of November this weekend? It's not. It's next Monday. He's doing another one next Monday in DDT. So he's having a bit of a year.
Yeah, it's good. Good for him. I've never really understood like I push back on the Minoru Suzuki over hate, like people saying he's
good,
washed
man.
or whatever,
Yeah.
just because he's like doing some American indie and doing like 5% of his shtick and leaving. That doesn't mean he's washed. But anyway, he's good.
No, I completely agree. Did you see his match with Meiko Satomura in Shinjuku Face a few months ago? In April
I
or something?
think I did. Wait.
Very underrated match.
No,
He
I
beats
think I still have to watch that. Yeah, that's on my list.
I really like that match, and that was a match that sort of split opinions as well. Some people thought it sucked. Like the people that hate Minoru thought it was bad. I thought it was just awesome. You know, Maiko's selling. You know, she's actually how she got over like in the early 2000s in Gaia and stuff like that was just her getting beat up by Ajikon, right? My history isn't the best, but I did watch those matches. So people forget she is like a legit amazing underdog babyface, and that was like one last chance for her to do it before her retirement. So just shout out to that match as well.
Yeah, I don't know if I saw that. Was that? Wait, I'm looking for a match here that I really liked from Minoru. That was against Keno, I think.
This year? I don't remember a match against Keno this year because he hasn't been in Noah much, unless you mean like a while ago.
Yeah, it was at the beginning of the year, I thought.
Was he? Maybe you might
Maybe
be right.
I'm making it up. I don't know. I don't see any Noah matches here. Maybe I made that up in my mind. I don't know. But that was an awesome match. Or was that in DDT? Wait, I'm fucking confusing everything.
He had a great match with Yuki Ueno in DDT.
Yeah, I saw that too, but I meant another one actually. Shit.
All right. Well, do you want to look for it, and I'll talk about the next match?
Yes.
Okay, because we need to do some talking about the next mystery opponent. So it was Chika Goto versus Big Name S. So Big Name S turned out to be Suri. So that means she appeared on the Marigold show the day before she was due to appear on a Stardom show. So obviously, as you can imagine, the discourse meters went off, off the scale. Everyone had their own theories. We've spoken about Suri in the past. I just think this is super cool. I think Suri is a fucking boss. She's a freelancing MVP queen. She does whatever the fuck she wants. And I think she's put herself in a great position since returning to Japan from the WWE shit show to like establish herself as the premium freelancer who, just crosses political boundaries like it's fucking nothing. I loved it. I love the fact it was her. And I wanted to give a disclaimer that I think people think that Stardom and Marigold are like AEW and WWE, where WWE just wants to stamp out AEW's existence, and AEW, obviously to defend itself has to do, certain things in terms of like, Phoenix's contract, shit like that, which we don't need to get into. But those two companies are obviously at war. I don't think Stardom and Marigold are at war. I don't think they hate each other. I just think that there's no working relationship. The reason we know that is we can see the bookings that talent have taken over the last 18 months. Marigold contracted talent rarely, if ever, take outside bookings. They're quite insulated, quite siloed off. And the only times that sort of open up a tiny bit is recently when Marigold talent did Miyuki Takashi's anniversary show, and also Rei Seto did Sendai Girls. And obviously they appeared on Monday Magic and Friday Night Gacha and stuff like that. But they rarely take outside bookings. And that Sendai Girls, Jaja Uma Manase, horses, whatever you want to call it. So that tournament was the only time I think that Stardom contracted and Marigold contracted talent have been on the same show. So clearly no working relationship, but they don't hate each other. So I think they will make exceptions for each other. And I think allowing Suri to do those shows back to back, I do think is one of those exceptions. They both want to work with Suri. They probably care that she's doing both, but they're like, we want to work with Suri more than we actually care about that. I think that's sort of the deal here. The only condition I think that Stardom gave Sareee was, hey, can you drop the title if you're going to go appear on the other promotion's biggest show of the year? And that's probably why they accelerated the timeline and she dropped at Sumo Hall in the New Japan show. So what's your take on that?
Yeah, I entirely agree. First off, the match I was talking about was from May last year. So for some reason I thought that was this year. But it was against Kano and it was fucking awesome. The Sareee thing, right? So we had this big segment 2 episodes ago, 3. I don't know.
2, yeah.
And I don't think like we necessarily got anything wrong. We didn't really we just gave the speculations that are out there, right? Even if we did get stuff wrong, that's really not. I don't really care. I think you're right that like the whole thing that Sareee was out of Stardom and was pissed at Bushiroad and whatever that Bushiroad betrayed her. That was all overblown, obviously. Bushiroad is still working with her. I think, as you said, the only I think Bushiroad can't really keep her from doing Marigold shows if she wants to, but the only condition they gave her was essentially, just don't show up with the IWGP belt.
Well, they could stop working with her, right? But they don't.
Yeah, like everybody thought it was over between Bushiroad and Sareee. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
Obviously, that's now bullshit. I still think like the theory about her maybe being uncomfortable with the heat could be true. I don't know. I don't think that was overblown by me or anything. But I think this whole situation is kind of like, I don't know. It's so funny to me how this all like ended up. Like you saw like the Sareeism announced matches too, right? Which is like stock full of Stardom talent.
Yes. So I got the card quickly.
Apparently she's in the Stardom Tag League as well now with Miku.
Yep.
Kanai.
So which we'll get into later. So the Sareeism card is Selena Mizora versus Yuriko Oka, which we'll talk about later. So Akira Kurigani and Rani Yagami, Stardom talent, against Chi-Chi and Miku Kanai. Bazilla, Stardom talent, and Karu Ito versus Nightshade and Veni. And then the main event is Chihiro Hashimoto and Natsupoi, Stardom talent, versus Sareee and Suzu Suzuki, another Stardom talent.
Yeah. And yeah, like you, I'm just happy about it. I'm happy that these two promotions can coexist like that. And I'm happy that Sareee is still in Stardom and doing stuff with Stardom. I was really kind of like down. Like that was a downer to me that when it appeared to be the situation that Sareee was leaving Stardom alone for now. But yeah, if she can just work whenever, that's just fine with me. That's awesome.
I mean, is you want the scene to be as open as possible. That's how we get the best matches, right? So as a viewer, you can do nothing but support Sareee in her goal to work wherever the fuck she wants. So I think this is only a good thing that this happened and that it was Sareee. I think Sareee just wanted to sort of like do something cool and interesting. I think she's sort of one of those wrestlers that wants to push boundaries and have new goals and just do bigger stuff. So I think this was just one of those things she wants to do. I'm probably a bit more skeptical than you on the booing theory. I'm okay. I don't know for sure about like the death threats and all that stuff, but it seems like she's okay still like playing the heel. Like she does still reference the booing in like press conferences, like today in the press conference she did with Natsupoi. She joked about being booed, right? Mm-hmm. So I don't think she's someone that desperately needs to be cheered and will get upset if she doesn't get cheered.
No, I don't.
I personally don't think that's true. Okay, fine.
I never thought it in that. I never thought of it in that way either. Like I think if she got upset with the booing, then it would have been for like legit reasons. But I never thought she's like a person that needs to be cheered or she's like unhappy or anything. I think she was very happy to play the heel for like the first couple of months. I don't know if there's if something happened, but if I think if she wanted it to stop at some point, I think she had a legit reason for it, and not because she's like, I don't know, and a sad little girl who doesn't want to
insecure,
who wants to be cheered all the time or whatever. I think that's just kind of like the usual disrespectful internet wrestling community discourse, and I think it kind of sucks. But
I don't think we'll ever find out if something did happen. So
yeah. Anyway, I'm happy about everything.
Me too.
I was happy to see her here. I'm happy to see her back in Stardom, and it's all good to me.
Yep. Cool. And then the match itself. So honestly, one, I was a bit distracted because I was thinking of how awesome it was that Suri showed up. But also, what I did note down was it's really cool that Chika Goto is like leaning into her power moves, and she was hitting Suri just as hard as Suri was hitting her. I thought it was a good performance from Chika, who's I think I've said it again and again, and I'll keep saying it. She's cementing herself as a really good mid-carder for Marigold going forward. Every promotion needs a strong, good mid-card. I'll talk later about Stardom and Yuna Mizumori, who I think is a good, strong mid-carder in Stardom. I think Chika Goto is basically that comparison in Marigold. I think she's great. I'm surprised that Suri only needed the diving double foot stomp to put Chika Goto away. I did think there was going to be like an Uranagi or something, but whatever. Good match.
That's kind of true. I have like, maybe Suri is being a bit more careful with the Uranagis now, with like, especially when people are bigger than her, or like taller.
So that's the only thing I thought. If people are much taller than her, then maybe she just doesn't like doing that move as much, because that would make sense.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I thought. And I think she's beating plenty of people with like the double foot stomp now too.
Yeah,
so
she has.
It's kind of fine. Yeah. I thought like Chika Goto was like as you said, surprised me here with like how much she kept up, I guess, with Suri. I have to be honest, I've never really cared much, or I've never really followed Chika Goto much and really like observed her matches or studied her matches really. I know you like her a lot, right?
Do you know what changed my opinion on her? She did a promo so she was challenging Mayu for the Superfly title, and that has a weight limit of like 57 kilos or something, or 58 kilos. And she was like, Mayu, I challenge you. And then Mayu was like, what do you weigh? And she was like, 72 kilos. I just thought it was like really funny the way she delivered the fact that she's overweight for the title. And obviously that's like a Sonny Rossi, fat joke. But I just liked her charisma and, the way she delivered it. I think she's a super funny person and she's super over with the crowd. So that's the main reason why I like her, not really just for her wrestling.
She seems fun, yeah. And I think like she just shows a lot of like personality. I thought in this match too, like when she just attacked Suri before like she could even like get out of her big robe, her big entrance robe. And Chika was awesome, just fucking going at her. That was kind of cool. Made a good impression on me here, Chika Goto.
Yep, good match. Then we had Darkness Revolution, Chiaki and Misa Matsui versus Magenta from Marvelous, which is Miria and Riko Kawahata. She's just going by Riko now. So, background to this match. Twin Towers, which is Chika Goto and Kuki Amarai. They were the original plan, but they got derailed because Koiki got injured at some show on the 27th of September. And so Darkness Revolution were subbed in. There is some actress girls lore here, because, why wouldn't there be? They're all over the scene. Riko and Misa Matsui were in the promotion at the same time. They debuted in that promotion on the same day, on the 15th of November 2018, in separate matches. So one of the storylines was Misa was speaking about how she was jealous that Riko got a singles debut match, and Misa was put in a multi-person tag. Chiaki is also an actress girls alumni, but they weren't around at the same time. So Darkness Revolution were also kept quite strong heading into this match. Do you know what their streak was heading into this match, Tim?
I don't.
It was 10-0 that in a streak that went back to May, which you may not think. But yeah, I've been kind of hard on Chiaki, to be honest. I think she's one of the worst wrestlers in the promotion. So, I mean, that is going hard, but I also think that's true. But in this match, I thought she was quite good and she had some good stuff. This match in general was really good, to be honest, and it was much better than I thought. It was one of Magenta's better matches in their current heel gimmick. So they turned heel in May this year. Riko has definitely gotten the hang of her heel character way more than Maria has. Riko is like the one out of the two that's had some awesome performances in her current character. Maria's doing a bit too much character work, I think, and she needs to figure out when to dial it down. So Riko and Misa with the actress girls lore, they had some really cool sequences in this match. There was a super kick counter into a German suplex from Riko, which I popped for. Riko slapped Misa around the face a few times before getting power bombed onto Maria. So this match over-delivered for me. I just was not expecting it. I was expecting a match I would not enjoy, and I really liked it.
Yeah, same. Would you say it was like a blessing in disguise? Would you say Chikagoto was better off getting this a rematch than being in this tag title
Actually,
match?
yes. I'm Chikagoto being highlighted in that match is good. I enjoyed that. And Chiaki having some chance to shine here, but more importantly, Misa getting her first ever title, I thought was a really cool moment. So I think it turned out for the best.
Yes. Yeah, I thought this was surprisingly good. This really like defied my expectations a lot. I think, like you said, I think Magenta had a really good performance here, and I think you could really tell that they tried hard in this one. You sometimes with Magenta you can see when they don't really try hard, like on these gacha shows or whatever.
Yeah, for sure.
Sometimes they just take it easy, and then that's cool with me too. On like these random small shows, if they don't want to go 110%, that's all right with me. I wish actually more people would do that to like preserve their health, but
yeah, fair enough.
Anyway, they really tried hard in this one, and I think they really like. I wouldn't say they carried Chiaki necessarily. I think Chiaki held her own actually in this one.
She did much better than I thought.
She did a lot better than I anticipated. Yeah, and I always like Misa Matsui when I see her. So yeah, it was pretty great. Did you think like Maria did her nasty Michinoku driver on Misa Matsui in the end, right? Which led directly to like a pin reversal.
Loved it.
You loved it? Okay.
Did you love it?
It looked really good. I'm kind of iffy on those spots when like a big finisher like that looks that scary gets immediately reversed into the winning pin. You know what I mean? But
yeah. So Maria's finisher, it's called Excalibur for people that want to know, and it's almost like a shoot spike Michinoku driver. It's the only way I can explain it. It's a Michinoku driver, but the person's been almost dropped on their head. The reason why I liked this finish is because Maria, after she did the Michinoku driver, she grabbed both of Misa's legs and she sort of like pulled her forward. So, but she pulled a bit too much, which allowed Misa to easily like roll through it. And then put on the European clutch. If Maria didn't pull on her legs that hard, I would have been like, okay, she's just no-selling the finisher. But here it kind of made sense. Maria was basically helping her do the reversal. Like, Maria was kind of cocky, like, oh, it's over. I'm just going to... You know when you pin someone and you're making like a definitive statement, so you pull their legs like all the way up? You're like, fuck you, I'm pinning you. That kind of just helped Misa, and that made me love the reversal pin more. I really don't like it if there's no help or there's not like a logical reason for the person to reverse. But here there was, I think.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I'm willing to. I
buy my headcanon.
I usually, like I said, I'm kind of iffy on those kind of spots, but in this case, I kind of like didn't really care. I thought it worked surprisingly well for some reason, probably because of the reason that you said that.
There was Maria a really bad one in.
Sorry.
Yeah, there was a really bad one in Noah earlier this year where Kenoa gives his double foot stomp, the PFS, to Marufuji. And Marufuji isn't even being pinned. And Kenoa goes for the pin and Marufuji just rolls him up. I was like,
I remember that actually. Yeah.
So it's like those ones I think are bad. But yes. I think this one was completely fine.
All right. Who do you think pulls the punk gimmick off better?
Oh, out of the four?
Yeah, well,
it's definitely not fucking Darkness. Teams. Yeah, it's not Darkness fucking Revolution. That gimmick is hot trash. Misa's really good. She's good as a heel, but I just don't like the gimmick at all. They're just like, they're literally the fakest heels. We talk about fake heels a lot in Japan. They are the fakest of fakes. Yeah. I think Rico, pulls it off the best.
Yeah, probably. I just thought it was kind of funny that both teams are kind of going for like a punk rock look gimmick.
Yeah.
From just from their outfits and looks, and like Magenta pulling it off so fucking well, and like the Marigold team just looks like these two kiddies who dress up like
They look like cartoon
punks
drawings
for
of
Halloween
magenta.
or whatever. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. You know, Misa Matsui literally reminds me of Jinx from League of Legends / Arcane.
Yeah, that kind of makes sense. Yeah.
I feel like Jinx is maybe her inspiration for that. You know, she's even got like the cross on her cheek, the marking. So.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's actually kind of true.
Cool. All right. Well, let's move on to. Or do you have anything more on that match?
No, let's move on.
All right. Let's move on to the business end of the card. So every match from here
I
on
have
out.
one more question to you actually.
Yeah, go for it.
Was this the last belt a Marvelous person has from Marigold?
Yes.
Do you think they're kind of like letting this relationship die down a bit, or do you think Magenta's out of Marigold from now on, or because they lost the
probably.
belts?
Probably Magenta, yeah, because they've sort of like done their thing. But there's still the whole Miya Momono thing. She has to have a match with like Mayu or someone like that. She hasn't had a big. She's only had like the gauntlet matches. I think she needs like a big singles match on like a Korakuen or something like that. Mayu on Monday Magic came out to challenge Takumi. I know it's for like the GHC women's title, but I think there's still clearly some. You know, it's not finished business. I think, and why would it be? It's been one of the most successful like interpromotional feuds in a long time. Like both companies have benefited from it, I think. So they should keep it going as much as possible. Obviously, Seri and Senka is money for like the next decade.
Yeah, that's
so
true.
they would be insane for it to go anywhere. But I think Magenta's probably done.
Okay.
Aside from like gauntlet matches, they might still be a part of like 5v5s and you know that stuff. But I don't think they're going after the Twin Stars, I guess what I'm saying.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So, every match from here on out was... Honestly, I would not argue with you if you thought any of the upcoming matches were like a low-level match of the year contender. I wouldn't be able to argue with you. I loved all four of them a lot, so I thought they were all excellent. My second favourite of the four is the first one up, which is Chihiro Hashimoto versus Seri Yamaoka. So, yeah, I adored this match. So... Can you let me rant for like 2 minutes about Seri? Is that
absolutely
okay? Okay, so I'm a sucker for amateur wrestling and suplexes in general in professional wrestling. When I see a German suplex, I go ooh, you know, ooh ah. That's my reaction to every single German suplex, no matter where. I could actually. This is funny. This is a funny side story. You probably have not seen it. You know, Sami Zayn versus Karrion Kross. Have you heard of those matches? Okay,
no.
so there was one in Saudi Arabia. There was one in Saudi Arabia and there was another one. They had a series of matches. And I saw everyone shit on them. Like, you know, like it was being rated free on Cage Match and stuff like that. And I was like, this is my favourite match on the card. And the only reason is because Karrion Kross does like a Saito suplex. That's like, I think I enjoyed that match just because of Karrion Kross's Saito suplex. So I'm one of those guys. I just really like that move. And I think amateur wrestling in general provides like a really like unique special function and can get some certain characters over really well. So Hashimoto and Seri are were both well-lauded amateur wrestlers before becoming professional wrestlers. Seri considers Chihiro Hashimoto her amateur wrestling senior, someone that she's wanted to face even before her debut. Seri has outright stated that the type of wrestler she wants to become is a cross between Julia, which we all know Julia is one of her inspirations, and Hashimoto. She wants to become like a fusion of the two. That's just fucking awesome, because when I think about it, that is almost exactly who Seri is. Like, she's got the amateur wrestling stuff, the suplexes, and all that good stuff, and she's trying to mix in some of like Julia's style into her. Ignore the Takahashi cosplay, but you can like sort of see it like with the way she like styles her hair and all this stuff. She definitely has like some Julia influence there. So she did an interview with Hype Talk TV, which I shout out a lot because I don't think there's other English speaking channels that do in-depth interviews with women's wrestlers in Japan. So Seri spoke about Bachi being her favorite type of wrestling. Do you know, or have you heard of that, Tim?
I've heard of it, I think, but...
So it's like, have you heard of Battle Arts?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so the Battle Arts promotion, like the late 90s and the early 2000s, is basically like this shoot-style, hard-hitting type of wrestling that was pioneered by that promotion. So if you think of modern names, you might think of like Katsuyori Shibata before he had his brain taken out of his head, Shuji Ishikawa, the Astronauts, so that's Fuminori Abe and Takuya Nomura. So people like that, sort of like have that style more than others. There isn't really a modern Joshi that is fully all in on Bachi Bachi, but there are a lot that incorporate it into their wrestling. So that's shoot headbutt machines like Suri, Veni, and pre-WWE Julia. Those are who I would like compare to like incorporating some Bachi Bachi. Historically, Kana, now Asuka in WWE, she was known for like stiff, hard-hitting matches. Mm-hmm. You know, she has that legendary one with Arisa Nakajima in 2013.
So fucking great.
It's one of my favorite matches of all time. It's the only match I've downloaded and kept on my hard drive because I don't ever want the internet to lose it. So
it's always kind of crazy to me how under talked about this match is kind of in like the grand scheme of things of like great matches.
Probably, I think it's the best match in Joshi history. That's a big statement for me.
Okay.
Yeah, it is my favorite match. If I had to preserve one match and the internet lost every other match, this would be the one I put like in a time capsule, show to some aliens that are invading us, shit like that. That match is insane to me. So anyway, yeah, that was a big statement, sorry. But I love that match. So a recent example of that type of style is probably my second favorite match of all time, in terms of Joshi, which is Chihiro Hashimoto and Veni against Suri and Mayu Iwatani in September last year. So that has a lot of stiff, hard-hitting action. So that's where I would say there are some Bachi Bachi elements in there. So all of that is to say, it kind of makes sense that Seri's favorite style is Bachi Bachi because Julia and Hashimoto are her favorites, and Seri has increasingly like taken parts of their styles and she's become harder hitting. She's included like more suplexes, open-handed strikes, high angle suplexes as well, by the way, not just any suplexes. So she's doubled down on that style since Takashi's retired, which I don't know if that's a coincidence or not. I don't know if she was trying too hard to be a standard professional wrestler when she was teaming with Takahashi, and now that Takahashi's not around, she's showing what she's fucking good at, which is throwing people around and stuff like that. So I was really hyped for this match because of that background. Does that make sense? Did I just run it for a long time? I feel bad.
No, absolutely.
Okay, cool. So this match, it was... So the first 30 seconds, I was really into it. They were just shoot grappling each other. Mm-hmm. So Hashimoto almost yanked Seri's arm off. With shoot grappling, I don't know if you... it's really hard to know how much is laid out beforehand. Mm-hmm. I almost always think they're just riffing off, right? They're just like yellowing.
I feel like, especially with a wrestler like Hashimoto, I think she goes out there a lot and just wants to call it in the ring. That's the feeling exactly, I get from her style, at least. Like, she likes to just, and she also kind of maybe like wants to test her opponents a bit, like how much they can keep up with her.
It's fucking awesome, right?
Yeah.
I love that sense of like realism to her matches.
Absolutely.
So this match wasn't won. So if you're expecting Seri to beat the shit out of Hashimoto because of everything I said as well, just before when Seri's becoming more hard hitting, that's not what this was. The story of this match was Hashimoto was a bigger and better version of Seri. Mm-hmm. Anything Seri did, Hashimoto stuffed and showed her how it was done. So Seri would try like a side suplex, and then Hashimoto would just literally throw her around the ring with her own side suplex. Mm-hmm. Seri tried one of her signature spears. Hashimoto stuffed it, and then later in the match, she speared the fuck out of Seri.
Fucking awesome.
She speared the absolute fuck out of Seri. Then later, Seri teased one of her signature German suplexes. Hashimoto stuffed it. And then later in the match, Hashimoto gave a release German to Seri that murdered her.
That was
so,
like,
again,
that sequence, like that giant spear, and right after, I think, came this fucking giant German. It was so insane.
And I just love the way they laid it out.
Oh, yeah.
Seri does one of her signature moves that's been beating like the younger talent in Marigold left and right for the past few months. Seri did pretty well in the Dreamstar as well. We can't forget that. And she tries all of this shit on one of her idols, and the idol's like, what the fuck are you doing? What are you doing, kid? Okay? And then she just does it bigger and better. That story just hooked me straight away. And this was one of my favorite matches on the card, my second favorite. Seri finally got the side suplex after she did one of her splashes. I think she might need to drop the splash, just a Takahashi thing. I just don't think it suits her style, to be honest. And then Hashimoto gave her a running lariat into a really fucking cool shoot pin where she like tied her legs up. Yeah. And it was a sudden finish. You weren't expecting it. She did not let Seri get like a major comeback or slap around the face or anything. She just put Seri to bed and was like, come back in a few years, kid. So love this match.
Yeah. No, I totally agree. I also like you said, like the the little part where she did like the big springboard dropkick into the frog splash that kind of like almost didn't fit.
She fucked it up the first time as well.
The springboard?
Yeah, so there's the first springboard. She tried to jump on the ropes and she messed it up.
Oh, true.
And then they just they just continued with the match, and then she repeated it like a few spots later.
That's true. But at one point, like Sari like almost, I mean not almost, she deadlifted Hashimoto with like this great sideways throwback thing she does. And that was like impressive as fuck. And like that's the thing she should stick with. I agree with you. Instead of doing like springboard drop kicks and frog splashes and stuff like that. I think Sari's bread and butter should be like this more like powerhouse style because she's so awesome at it. But obviously not as awesome as Hashimoto as she showed her here. And I also just loved how it ended. I love these like decisive but kind of out of nowhere finishes sometimes. Like that shoot pin looked really like innovative too. I don't think I've ever seen it before.
I've never seen it.
Yeah, and when that got the free pin, like I was just like, I don't know, mouth open. That was fucking awesome. I don't know. I love that shit.
This was everything it needed to be. Sari, we can't forget, Sari is a rookie. This is her first year. She is going to face Hashimoto several times throughout her career if she keeps at this. And Hashimoto being an obstacle for Sari is really fucking good. Because it's going to mean when Sari beats Hashimoto one day, when she's like, you know, in 5-6 years, however long it's going to take, that is going to be like a match of the year contender easily. So you have to really see the long game with these matches. You can't see like, oh, Sari didn't really get a lot of offense in. Like, I can see where this is going, and this made total sense to me.
And it's also so awesome when Hashimoto, you can sometimes really tell that she's just like had enough for this one. That was when like she dropped her with a big ass lariat before she did that shoot pin. That was just like the red signal flashing in front of me that okay, this is over. Hashimoto has had enough of these little shenanigans that Sari is trying. So
exactly, yeah. So I would vote Sari as my Rick of the Year right now, which is maybe a big statement. Okay. She just really, there is some bias in that vote because I just really like her style of wrestling. It's not necessarily that I think she's better than, you know, Senko or Hamare or Daiki or Dashima or any of the other contenders. She's my type of wrestler. So, and I think she's done really well this year, especially after Takahashi's retirement. And I think if she keeps on going on this trend, she is going to be a star.
Mm-hmm. No, I agree. I don't know if I agree, but
okay, yeah.
With the Rookie of the Year, I have no idea, honestly. I haven't really thought about it that hard. And I have missed a lot of Marigold towards the start of the year, so it's hard for me to like straight
every
up
time
say
you've
Sari
watched
is
her,
the best one. But she's pretty great, yeah. I can't argue with that. It's just No, I don't think I can really justify voting anyone from like Stardom or whatever this year.
Yes, yeah.
Because
this is a good time to say that actually, because I mentioned it at the start of the show, right, about the comparison between Stardom and Marigold. One thing I wanted to mention is I genuinely believe Marigold's younger talent is better than Stardom's. And I don't know if I've heard a lot of people say that, but their young talent is seriously fucking good. And it's like, it's for real. It's not just like Marigold fans hyping it up. They have some seriously good young talent.
They do. I just think I think a lot of Stardom talent has made tremendous jumps this year, but they are mostly the ones that don't count as rookies anymore. They're just like outside of that. So
you mean like Sayaka and
Sakura and people like that. Rana is a rookie? I'm not sure if
Rana's in the same class as Sayaka and
that's what I thought.
Sakura.
But like the real rookies from Stardom are still like learning a lot. And they started later or got injured really early on. So that was kind of unlucky in that way. But yeah, none of them is like a Senka or a Sari or someone like that to me.
Even Shino, though. I know Shino's like super, not a lot of matches, but Shino is clearly, I don't think it's a hot take. Actually, I'm just going to say it. She's by far better than, Akira, Kikyo, and Emma, right? Shino's better than those three, right?
That's possible, yeah. I haven't seen much Shino, to be honest, but Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough.
Not gonna argue on that point.
Cool. Shall we? I mean, we still got 3 matches left. Holy fuck! You know, this was a one of the best matches. One of the best shows of the year. So I don't mind spending time talking about it. Like, I would probably have this in my. I'm just thinking. I would probably have this in my top 5 shows of the year, if I'm including like AEW and stuff. It's probably top 3 or top 5 for me.
That's fair.
So next up, we had Mai Sakurai versus Victoria Yuzuki. This was my match of the night, and I think one of the main reasons that is Yuzuki by far has been my bright spot in Marigold in 2025. I love it when wrestlers prove me wrong and call me a dumb fuck and say to me that you don't know what you're talking about. When people were calling Yuzuki a super rookie at the start of the year, and when she joined Marigold, I was like, are you guys sure? She botches a lot. She's too chaotic. She falls on her head during crossbodies. Like, she's going to kill herself one day. And now in 2025, she has basically just made me look like an idiot because I think she's really fucking good. I don't know how she's this good, despite only having less than 2 years of experience. She debuted in November 2023 or something like that. So yeah, she made me look like a mug with a capital M. So I acknowledge Yuzuki. So we already spoke about where she compares to other like year 2 talent. So we did that in a few episodes ago. I think she clears all of them, to be honest. So before I was comparing her to Hamare and Ryoya Tanaka and Dragon Gate and saying they're probably better. I would now have Yuzuki above those people. I know there's like a lot of other aspects to like wrestling, like connection to the crowd, charisma, so on and so forth. But I think Yuzuki is improving in those aspects a lot. You saw it in the Dreamstar finals after the match where she was getting Yuzuki chants from the crowd. They're starting to love her. Here, when she closed out the show, at the end of the show, you know, she stumbled on her words a bit, like a Mayuism, but the whole crowd are on her side. So I think she's building on her charisma and connection to the crowd a lot. So, on the other hand, Mai Sakurai, I feel like she had her time in the sun. So we've spoken about her. I think she's been serviceable, but I don't think she's felt like second champion material in a promotion that had some of the best youngsters in the world. She's had a few good matches as champion, but I felt like this was the good time for Mai Sakurai to step aside. But Yuzuki absolutely brought the best out of Mai Sakurai in this match. Some background is when Yuzuki debuted in Stardom at the end of 2023, she had 2 matches against Mai Sakurai. This was their first match since those 2 matches in December 2023, and Mai wanted to beat the crap out of her just because they had that history together. So, and I thought they did actually show that. So, do you want to go on the match first? Because I've been doing the background. So,
I can do that. Yeah. Yeah, I thought it was a really excellent match, actually. Can I tell you my first big negative I had about the match first?
Go for it.
It was like at the very start, like when both these wrestlers came in, I kind of like was pretty certain how it was going to end. You know what I mean? When you just saw their demeanor, I thought...
Oh, you talking like Boo Boo Face?
Yeah, I'm talking about Boo Boo Face.
I never noticed Boo Boo Face, to be honest.
You don't? I've often been wrong lately when I thought like wrestlers had a big boo-boo face, but in the end it wasn't the outcome at all. But like in this one I was kind of right, because like I could really tell Sakurai was I don't know, like just her entire demeanor. It was also Yuzuki was just so fucking, had such a spring in her step and was so fucking happy that I thought, yeah, Yuzuki's winning this 100%.
To be fair, I thought it just sort of played on. So in their previews, Mai Sakurai's been they've been hitting each other really hard. Mm-hmm. So they've been super stiff with each other. So I thought it was just like, oh, Mai Sakurai is putting on like a tough face for Yuzuki. But yeah, it could have been Booby.
That's possible too. Yeah, I mean, Mai obviously was playing the heel here, and she did it pretty well. And that's also part of it, probably to have like a mean mug on before you're gonna fucking destroy her for the first like 5 to 10 minutes or whatever. When they went to the outside, and like, yeah, Mai kind of like dominated for quite a while, but like Yuzuki is doing very well at like bumping and selling in that way that it looked very convincing. So that was really good. And at some point Yuzuki got a busted lip, or like I think inside her mouth, so she somehow bled.
Well, it's because she did a German to Mai on the apron, and Mai Sakurai didn't get she didn't get over to
Yeah.
land on her neck, and she or on the top of her back, so she landed on Yuzuki's face.
That looked rough. Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually think Mai's because she landed with her lower body or upper body on Yuzuki's face, right? But that caused Mai's head to really bounce extra hard on the apron, I thought. So that looked really rough. Yeah.
But Yuzuki didn't give a fuck. She powered through that.
Yeah,
she was
absolutely.
still bumping like crazy, going 100 miles an hour. I think she's a fucking lunatic.
Absolutely.
Complimentary.
She still had some of these no-selling moments that I find always kind of funny, that she needs to... I don't mind no-selling spots, right? I don't mind, these... what's it called? Spirit... Am I stupid?
No, I get what you're saying, Jim Cornette. Yeah, I get it.
What are they called? Fighting Spirit.
Fighting Spirit.
Fighting Spirit.
Yeah.
I don't mind them at all, but I think she has to learn how to choose them better at what points in the match she does them, or after what moves, I guess. I don't know. She had only one spot in that match that I kind of found fucking funny to no sell at that point. But other than that, it was all really fine. And yeah, I thought it was really, really good. My wasn't as nearly as bad as she usually is to me.
I thought it was her
too mean?
best
I don't know.
ever. I thought it was her best ever match in Marigold.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, there were a couple of great near falls towards the end too. I think that driver thing Mai does is probably her finish now. And there was a sick
glorious
ass,
driver,
yeah. There was also a sick ass tiger suplex. And yeah, Yuzuki did the sky twister for the win, right? Does she do that often?
No, this is a new move.
Oh yeah, that was awesome. Was her gear new?
I'm one of the people that doesn't notice gear. I realized this on my podcast, on my Kaze,
Okay.
where John was just talking about people's gear. I was like, "What are you talking about?" So apparently, I just don't look at gear.
You know what I actually thought about her gear? I thought her gear looked strikingly similar to Saya's gear from the style.
Really?
Yeah, I think the style. I think it was silver instead of black, but other than that, it looked like just like a chroma skin version of Saya's gear to me for some reason.
Chroma skin.
I don't know if you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, Lee Chroma's. Yeah, I know.
But that's cool. Yeah, I liked it a lot. I was gonna talk about this later when we get to the next match, but I'm really not. I can't really decide which one was my match of the night, honestly.
Okay, well, I mean, we can talk about it when you get to the other one.
It's definitely even with the other one.
Okay, let's wait until after that one then. So for me, this was my match of the night. This was just exactly what I want to see. This is my type of match style, match structure. I want people to spam no sell. Okay, that's not true. I don't want them to spam no sells, but I do like a no sell spot. I think it always hypes me up. It's like you remember in AEW when they were playing fireworks during the opening tag.
Mm-hmm.
You can't explain why it hypes you up. It just does. That's what no selling does for me. It's I know this makes no sense, but I'm just gonna pop for it.
That's absolutely true.
Awesome.
That's the sense behind it. That's the.
It just makes you get up and be like, oh shit, yeah, beat the fuck out of her. It's like it unlocks something primal deep within you.
Yeah, I think that's how it works when it's done at the right time. That's what I mean. She has to pick the right times better sometimes. Yeah.
So one of the moments that I liked was the backdrop suplex exchange when they were no selling each other's backdrop suplexes. I wrote in caps that was fucking
cool
awesome.
For example, yeah, I agree.
I was going crazy during that. But so what I really liked about this match is I've seen people disagree with this take, which is obviously completely fine, but it's just opinions. But I thought Yuzuki's selling was really good. She suckered me in. I thought this was the best selling she's ever done, to be honest. I think. So the selling she did made me believe that she was putting her entire soul into this match. It was almost like she didn't care if she died. She just wanted to put on the best match she possibly could because she knew it was the match of her career. And I could feel that from her facial expressions, the way she was like, wobbling her leg after taking some strikes, the way she was like screaming during some moves. I just got the emotion from her that this is the biggest moment of her career, and that's what hooks me. And that's what makes me think that selling is really good. So when I say someone's selling is really good, it means it made me feel emotional watching her. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. Nah, and I can agree on that too, on Yusuki's, on her performance.
You could feel like, yeah, she put her whole heart into it, right? Like no one would doubt that looking at this. So.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and obviously I love the finish where she pulls out a new move. So I think it's either like the Stardust Press or the Spiral Tap, whatever you want to call it. But it's called Victory Sunset is her new finishing move off the top rope. And it was just a really good match. I loved it. Cool.
Absolutely.
So we still got 2 matches left. And the next one, we might have to cut some time from Stardom's Korakuen. But that's okay. Let's
just go and we'll see where we
go. Let's go into it. So, Miko Ono versus Utami Hayashishita. This was for the Marigold World Championship. Where do we start? Okay, well, let's start with the background. So, the main story about this match was genuinely, the story told by the promotion was that this match was not the main event, and Io Sky and Mayu Iwatani was. That's the story the wrestlers told. That's the story the promotion told in promos, in interviews, so on and so forth. When they did their previews in ShoePro magazine before the Sumo Hall show, there was just a 2-page spread in ShoePro about this, about the Marigold World Championship, and it was a lot of it was about them asking about why it wasn't the main event. Whereas Mayu had her own, feature talking about how much Io Shirai means to her. They had their own press conference. This show felt like it was all about the main event, to be honest. And I cannot for the life of me think why you would make a storyline if you wanted to get over a new star. So the result of the match, spoilers, is Miko is now the new world champion. And I don't understand why Marigold would make it a storyline that the match isn't as important as the main event if they wanted to push Miku as the new star. So one of the things is they need to still sell out Korakuen Halls upcoming and next year, and Io's not going to be there, right? So if you want like the most like this long-term success, you have to make Miku. So there was just something weird about this build where I just was not expecting Miku to win just because of how much the promotion downplayed this match. I feel like they would have made it much bigger deal if Miku was going to win. So I think that's just my take on that, which we can talk about in a bit. Or do you have any takes on that before we move on to...
Well, I mean, what's it worth selling out a Korakuen when you can maybe get another Teams conversation with Triple H instead?
Yeah. He actually said that, by the way. He zoomed Triple H, and Triple H told him, like, what was this before? That's the only time they've spoken.
Yes.
It's a Zoom call before last year's WrestleMania, and they have not spoken
before they
since.
launched Marigold.
Yeah, that's hilarious. But exactly, this was just weird to me that
absolutely
they downplayed this match so much. I will say, our friend Dave Portivo did talk some sense into me in that. So Dave Portivo, he's written for WWE, Stardom, and CMML in the Social Suplex newsletter. So he was a reasonable voice in the room when I was being a bit maybe hysterical. So his argument was that it was a logical progression in Miku's booking because she won the United National title when Marigold launched. She retired Nanae Takahashi. She won the Dream Star Grand Prix. The next logical step was for her to win the red belt. And I can't really argue against that. That is true. So I think it just comes down to, I think that this match deserved a bigger stage, a better build, and my instinct is, just like with Mirai, where like there's no smoke without fire, right? If I think there's some booking that's strange and I'm watching like all of the house shows and the promos and all of that, then, she left after the Dreamstar booking. The Dreamstar booking was weird for Mirai. I remember mentioning it to you, right? And then she left after. And Utami's booking is weird here. It is not the way you would have your ace drop a title in the semi-main event with no fanfare. I think if she was going to drop it,
to her own move, by the way.
Losing to her own move. I feel like the story you would have told would be Utami's the fucking greatest of all time. She's the GOAT. She's the best. How the fuck can Miku win, right? You want to put the heat on Utami, and Miku is overcoming that obstacle. Why was Miku working over Utami in this match? Utami was basically like the baby face getting her comeback in the match, I felt. And the crowd were like getting behind Utami. It just felt like odd booking to make a new star. And okay, I think something's going on with Utami. I'm just going to say it, and that's it.
All right. I have a really... This is why I'm kind of subdued on this whole show compared to you, I guess. Like I just have this really bad feeling always about like the decisions this company tends to make sometimes. I have a really bad feeling about Miku Aono being the champion. Like because for every reason that you just said, she didn't get to win the title in a big main event. You mentioned earlier that Yuzuki got to close out the show, not her.
Well, they sort of like joint did it. Miku did it.
Yeah, I think Yuzuki got the last words though. I thought that was kind of weird. That rubbed me the wrong way. I also think like that was the same feeling I had when she won the Dreamstar Grand Prix. That I think she did actually close out the show there, but Yuzuki also almost stole her spotlight in that show closing. And little stuff like that always sends like a little message to me that I don't think they really, I don't think they have either a lot of confidence in Miku as the champion, or I don't know, whatever it is, but I feel like they kind of disrespected Miku Aono with this whole presentation on the show and like how she won the title very strongly with her opponent's move, but other than that, she kind of like is like the third, fourth fiddle in this show, if even that, maybe.
It's really weird because, like Dave Fortiva says, but she's won the United National, the second belt. She won the Dreamstar. She retired Takahashi. So at the same time, they keep giving her accomplishments, but it just feels like the accomplishment was like a, okay, here you go sort of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, do we really think that Miku was the first choice opponent for Takahashi? Maybe she was, but it didn't. It felt out of nowhere to me that it was Miku. And I was not expecting it to be Miku.
And this felt out of nowhere. That it almost felt like as you said, we need to get this title off of Utami now for whatever reason. Quick, get it on her or whatever. Give it to Miku.
Yeah,
we got all our talent that we actually like better. We got all of those roped up already in other matches. So just Miku, you take it or whatever. It didn't feel great to me. Everything about Miku's title win on the show, except for the match. I really liked the match actually.
We'll get onto the match because the match was awesome. So I guess I just want to say, like, I understand what everyone's saying about how Miku keeps getting achievements, but they just keep feeling weird, and I can't shake that feeling. Okay, it is the way it is. True. And I just want to put over Miku as well. This is nothing against Miku. She's going to be an awesome red belt champion. She's been the consistent workhorse of Marigold, who has pretty much carried the undercard through Marigold's bad parts in 2024 when the undercard was terrible. Miku was there. She's a no bullshit wrestler that does the job that's needed. She is the Iron Woman of Marigold. Since Marigold has launched, she has not missed a single fucking show.
That's insane. Just
let that sink in. Since early 2024, she has been at every single house show. She's the only one in Marigold that's done that. There was a Shoe Pro magazine released just a few hours ago, and she said that she left Actress Girls because more people were coming in from acting, and then the quality of the training shifted and she couldn't focus on becoming a better wrestler. She's hungry, she's ambitious, and she said that when she joined Marigold, her body used to hurt after practice, and she loved that it felt like she was coming back to pro wrestling. She said she felt nervous when Julia left Marigold to go join WWE, and that's why she felt she had to step up and become the Iron Woman for the promotion, because she wants the company to grow. So she also said she was planning to quit wrestling towards the end of her Actress Girls run, which she said in a few interviews. And we might not be seeing her wrestle if it wasn't for Marigold starting up. Fuck Rossi and fuck Sonny, but more good wrestling companies mean we get to see people like Miku. So all of this is nothing against Miku. She's fucking awesome, and she was awesome in this match.
Absolutely.
Should we talk about the match?
No, that's basically what I'm saying. I wish she was like the first fiddle in this company because I love her. Yeah. But I just didn't like how it was presented in this one.
Yep. So you liked the match more than me. So do you want to go? I think you were the high man on this match.
I probably am, yeah. So this was like your classic epic style Utami bomb throwing main event match, kinda. Like you said earlier, Utami was more in the selling position for most of it. That's just kind of what she does now, I guess, in her big matches. This is kind of the style of match that a lot of people started to hate over the past few years, or is the reason why they don't like big Stardom main events or whatever. But I'm kind of there for it. I love these like big ass fucking bomb throwing matches where you just have these insane head drops over and over until like someone is just dead enough to stay down for a 3 count. And they just kind of, they did some insane stuff in this match, I thought. And they, like, at some point they were just lariating the shit out of each other. And
so fucking good. I love it.
So great. They did one sick Tiger Driver. Like Miku does all these styles clashes, and she at one point just kicked Utami's legs until Utami could barely walk anymore. I don't
love
even
that
know.
spot.
Yeah, it was great. And Utami sold so well. Like I don't like I mentioned this before on the podcast. I want Utami to be a big powerhouse wrestler. I don't really like it when she does these I'm gonna sell for 90% matches. But she still is a great seller though. Like the way she sold her legs after she got destroyed by these kicks was just kind of brilliant. And this wasn't I should say this wasn't a 90% selling match from Utami. She got a fair bit of the match after a while, but I don't know. It was just I just kind of really was blown away by everything they did in this match, and especially the finish that Miku got her with the Crusade, like they call it now. That just kind of was completely unexpected to me. So I was just like staring at my TV and was like couldn't even believe that just happened. Like I first of all I didn't expect Miku to win at all. After that move, that got the pin, and when a match does that, like just kind of really knocks my socks off in that kind of way that I'm just kind of fucking blown away and like speechless after it's over. That's a great thing for me that a match can rarely do these days. So I'm probably the high man on this. I totally understand people who say that this style isn't for them, the style of a match, but yeah, that style is what got me into Stardom or Joshi in the first place, so I keep loving it.
Do you think it's is it your favorite Tommy match since the Suri matches, or where would you rank it in the Tommy matches?
I don't know if I could say that. I mean, probably my favorite since the Shuri match was the 5-on-5 cage match. Which is maybe not fair because it's not a single match, but Utami played like the pivotal role in that one, basically. Utami vs. Mayu had an insane match that I would probably rank
the
above this. No, in back in Stardom.
Oh, okay.
What did they?
Well,
yeah.
Do you know what my favorite spot in this match was?
Let me
Can
think.
you guess?
The top rope thing?
Oh, you didn't even mention that one.
Yeah, I'm just going through my notes. I just when I talk about the match, I barely like remember move by move stuff, and I can't read off my notes and talk at the same time very well as well for some reason. So sometimes I miss like talking about half the match usually because I just want to talk about how I feel about it and not just read off my notes. So.
I mean, same. But there were two insane spots that made me feel something. So one was they climbed so this was actually a few minutes after they put. I don't know why. I just have a mental block if I see a sleeper hold 16 minutes into a match, and they did that, and I sort of zoned out. I can't help it. I just do. And then when I zoned back in, they were on top of the ropes, and they're going for a Guerrero special, which is basically like a inverted suplex off the top rope. And Utami did not get all the way over, and she basically landed on top of her fucking head spiked into the mat. I thought she was done, to be honest. I thought there was like a serious injury. I was like,
I was
really
ready
worried.
to, like, if they called the match off there, I wouldn't have been surprised at all.
Exactly.
And
but
I wouldn't be
somehow-
surprised if she was really, like, had a small concussion from that either, and she just
But
kept
you wouldn't
on
know
going
it.
or anything.
You would not know it. She did not look groggy. She still hit all of her spots awesome, perfectly. My favorite spot was the one that came after, was where Utami picked up Miku and fucking lawn darted her into the corner of the turnbuckle. It was brutal. Yeah.
That always looks fucking scary to
I
me.
love that spot.
Yeah.
I love the lawn dart. It was like Utami just saying, fuck you, if you want my red belt, then fight for it. and Miku, the way she sold it, yeah, that spot really made me lock the fuck into this match again.
Yeah.
And then there was a super awesome Rainmaker from Miku as well. That was before she did the Crusade. She just turned Utami inside out with a Rainmaker. Normally, I don't like people taking a card as Rainmaker. It fit here. Miku did it justice. So
Okay.
really awesome match.
I gotta say, I don't really even remember the headlock you mentioned, to be honest. But yeah, that top rope thing, I should have definitely mentioned that.
It's a me thing. I remember sleep holds because I'm like, why are you doing a sleep hold to me?
Okay. Yeah. Anyway, I realize I'm the high man on that one. The Mayu,
this was an awesome match.
The Mayu Utami match was in 2022 that I was talking about. It's a really great one.
But this is one of Utami's best matches in a couple of years then, probably, right?
Singles
matches,
matches,
for sure.
yeah, I guess so. She had a really good one on her way out with Micah?
Micah?
Or was it with Saya? I'm mixing it up. I'm mixing everything up right now. I don't know.
Saya would make sense, but I also don't remember.
Yeah.
Anyway. Yep, so yeah, really, really good match. And Miku Ono is your new world champion.
Right.
Main event. So, Io Shirai versus Mayu Iwatani. We've already spoken about our thoughts on this match. We did a whole segment on it at the start of one of our episodes, about us being a bit down on it because of the WWE involvement and how inorganic it was. But to be honest, I kind of shut that all out because sometimes you only need... I don't know if you've had this, where there's a match that you really like the participants, but you think the storyline going into it is crap. But then they do like one promo or one segment that locks you back in. So for me, it was when they did a press conference. Io Sky comes in. I'm just going to call it Io Shirai. Io comes in, and then her music's playing. She poses for the cameras, and then she turns around and looks at Mayu, and Mayu instantly starts crying, like shoot crying, just because I'm guessing it was. I don't know if it was the first time she saw her. I'm guessing not. It was probably the first time, she saw her like do her entrance and pose for the cameras, and that just brought back a bunch of memories and made her super emotional. So the bond that these two have is so real and genuine that I kind of just shut out the inorganic nature of this coming together, WWE paying Io to be there. I'm sorry, Marigold paying WWE for Io to be there and stuff like that. It's two of my favorites of all time, just being happy. I'm glad I watched the press conference because if I hadn't, maybe I wouldn't have enjoyed this match as much. These are the things that I really like out of wrestling. So,
yeah,
those are my thoughts going in. Do you want to do the match?
Yeah, I can. So overall, I like this better than Io's showing last year against Utami. It started out similarly, and I already was like scared. It was like Io doing her like best of moveset, and Mayu just bumping for her like a madman, like almost like Shawn Michaels-esque or whatever, flying through the ring for like the smallest drop kicks and stuff. But then after a while, Io actually got some good offense.
Hang on, did we speak about that?
What do you mean?
About Mayu selling? I literally have the exact same line in my notes. And I don't remember talking to you about that.
No, we didn't. I don't
That's
think we
insane.
talked about anything.
I literally have. Mayu was bumping her fucking arse off for Io's missile drop kicks. It was like Shawn Michaels in the 90s. That's insane. Sorry, that just blew my mind. Go on.
Yeah, that's just our minds, I guess.
Yeah, our brains, yeah.
Same head, or what do they say? I don't know. Anyway, yeah, so Mayu actually got some nice offense here after a while, and like I had the feeling last year, like that was my main gripes with the match, was that just Io took like 95% of the match and pinned Utami, and went away. This one was more like maybe a 70-30 for Io, which is a lot better. And at one point, like Io did this crazy backbreaker to Mayu. She does where she has her in like a tiger driver position and turns it into a backbreaker. That looked rough, and Mayu just kept selling her back afterwards, like because she's great. And they did the locomotion Germans, which kind of like they struggled to do it, but I think that kind of struggle adds to it, because you can just feel their fucking exhaustion, and you can feel that it's not supposed to be a cooperative effort, I guess. So
she's never done that move in WWE. She was mentioning it backstage. That's like the first time she's done it in fucking ages. So
the backbreaker, or the
no, sorry, the locomotion trip. Okay. Yeah, German suplexes.
Yeah, that's cool. At one point they did like these 5 piledriver reverses in a row, and Mayu just lost her footing on one. It was a typical Mayu spot, but they did it again. And yeah, Mayu did these great. Like, one thing I think Mayu does probably better than any other wrestlers is her super kicks and just the timing when she does them. They look like the most devastating super kicks. Like, with timing, I mean like the time in the match when she does them, like, is so fucking great that they actually look like devastating kicks again. Like, not just transitional super kicks or whatever, but they look like they could just fucking knock out the opponent right there, and that could be it. Yeah. And yeah, she did her great crucifix bomb for near fall 2, and but in the end it was Io, of course, doing 2 moonsaults to finish off. Oh, once Mayu did a moonsault too, and Io was like way out of sight. Io was like in the middle of the ring, so Mayu had to do, right? Yeah, Mayu had to do this like super long moonsault and landed right on Io's face, just kind of rough. Yeah, one thing I didn't like, and I mentioned this somewhere, doesn't matter. One thing I didn't really like is that Mayu did the double jump poison rana, and Io just kicked out of it. Like,
yeah.
I think,
which is my super finisher, right?
Right. I think they could have just not done that, and the match would have been just as great, and protected her super finisher in a way. But yeah.
So I'm not sure if I mentioned actually, but I guess I just assumed some people knew, which isn't necessarily true. But obviously these two have a lot of history going back to Stardom. They have one of the best trilogy of matches in Stardom history, and my favorite trilogy of matches. And obviously one of the best matches in Stardom history in December 2016 against each other. They also teamed together in Thunder Rock, so they have a lot of history before Io left to WWE in 2018. So that was basically the story behind this. There was no other story to this. Obviously, Io was just coming in for a big show, but they pulled on the threads of their previous trilogy. And so a lot of this match was basically just the great hits of their trilogy. So if you watch those, it's like, it's trying to recreate those, but without the stakes and the storylines, and a tiny bit sloppier. I know you said that you like the struggle in the locomotion, but obviously they did that super cleanly on their trilogy, and it was a tiny bit slower. So I think those matches in the trilogy are perfect. Like, I would say like they're 5-star matches. So if I'm comparing this match to those, I can't go anywhere like as close to that. So I think this was a really fucking great match. I loved it. But it was more of a nostalgia bump, like it. Yeah, it was more of like, it was a really good match, but I would not put it on the same level as the trilogy, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Are you with me on that?
I agree. Absolutely.
Yeah, and when I keep thinking about this match, one thing I will say is, when it first finished, I thought it was, okay, that was a really good match. Then I thought about it from some more, and I was like, oh, I actually like that more than I thought. Now, a few days removed, I'm starting to like it more and more. And what I keep thinking is that this match felt violent or brutal. I have an image burned into my brain of like Io having like scrapes on her face just because of like some of the bumps she was taking. And you know, when they did the tope suiciders straight after each other, they were willing to like go hard and hurt each other, and you could see it in like the marks on Io, which she doesn't get that in WWE, right? Because she's working a lot lighter. So I liked that they portrayed that. It really did feel like Io was trying to do her best in this match, and it wasn't just a run-of-the-mill match. And that, in hindsight, makes me like it more with time.
Yep, agreed.
I think a match is good if a few days later I'm thinking, wow, they fucking hit each other. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, yeah.
So I don't want to undersell that. So I do think it was a genuinely good match.
No,
cool.
it
so
was.
after the match, sweet. Oh, you said that Utami was your favorite match of the night, right?
I'm not sure.
Sari?
I'm not sure. I think it's like head to head, like Yusuke and Utami match.
Okay,
It's
fine.
to me like both on the same level, I think. But they're such different matches, I think. So it's hard to really compare them or say which one was really better.
The more we talk about it, these top 4 matches were so successful in that they had their own like little niche, and they all like served a different itch, like scratch a different itch. Like you had Io and Mai with the nostalgia match, which was still really good. You had Utami and Miko with the beat the head out of each other match, just like a slow grinder almost, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't like they
It
were
was a
going
lot
bam, bam,
slower
bam.
than the other 2 matches, but
Yeah, and then Victoria and Mai, where they were hitting each other hard, but they were going boom, boom, boom. That was just like a fast-paced match. And then you had Seri and Hashimoto with the rookie vet type of matchup and everything you can do, I can do better sort of thing. 4 very different matches, all excellent. In terms of ratings, I think I have 3 of them on the same level, which is the Seri match, the Victoria match, and Io and Mayu. And then I have the Utami match just below them, but all like, I hold them in super high regard, to be honest. Really fucking good matches.
yeah, I agree. I agree that they were all successful in their own right, but I still don't agree that Mayu and Io should have been the main event.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And yeah, it's tough for me to really block out like the inorganic nature of the match and just the shitty WWE shit. You at some
Should we
point
finish on a
turned into
fuck
Io
Rossi?
Sky too. Did you see that?
She what? Sorry?
She turned into Io Sky at one point too.
Who did?
Io Shirai.
Oh, what do you mean she turned into... Oh, you're talking about the fucking yeeting, aren't you?
Does she call it yeeting too? It's just so fucking...
I mean, I think that's the nickname for it because, well, maybe I stole that from people who call it that.
Okay.
But yeah, it's just the thing to pop the crowd, right? That's why you just call it a yeet. It's like her yeet, I guess.
Yeah, I guess.
But yeah, she did turn into that, yeah.
One-
it is over in Japan, so there you go.
It is. Okay. One last thing I wanted to mention. At the very end of the show, when you watched like the ceremony with everyone in the ring, did you see Utami?
She was right at the fucking back, in the back right
She was
corner.
very...
I know where she was
wasn't
because
even
I
in the
stared
ring.
at
She
her.
was just standing on the apron, like to the side, with a completely different shirt than anyone else and everything. She didn't look like she wanted to be part of the group, to be honest. But that's just the impression I got. I don't want to read anything into that, but...
Yeah, I don't want to doom about Marigold. I'm
Take-
not praying for Utami to leave, okay? We're just noting something is weird about her booking. That's all we're saying.
Yeah.
Don't
that
read too
for
much into
you
what
will.
we're saying either. Exactly. All right.
Do you want
move
to...
on. That was
I don't know if you got the
What's
time.
up?
I wanted to, since we talked about Rossi Hall of Fame last week, I wondered if we should talk about Io Hall of Fame real quick. Because she's on the
So I
ballot this
listened
year.
to. No, yeah, I listened to Amikaze's episode. It's the only podcast for Hall of Fame that I've listened to, just because they cover the same promotions I do. I was so happy that they basically would vote for Io Shirai, and John in particular had the exact same ballot that I would have had, which is Mochizuki, Mika Satomura, and Io Shirai. And I was like, okay, I'm not crazy because I'm not a history person. But I would have voted those 3 just because of, one of the reasons I just like them a lot. And I think they just do amazing things during their career. And it felt validating to know that people who do know history would have the same votes. So I was happy when I listened to that.
Okay.
But yeah, it's a no-brainer for me. I don't know about you.
I
Oh, no,
have
you're
this-
lower on Io Shirai. I forgot, yeah.
I am, yeah. It's just like, I think, like, everything that happened like post, let's say 2019 or whatever, is a real detriment to me for her case.
Fair enough.
Because she was basically at her peak, I think. And then she was just locked away in a warehouse for 5 years essentially and did nothing.
But people call that positive because she's like the first to succeed.
That's the thing, right? That's now people are turning it into a positive. Like for me, it's like the Hall of Fame should be like celebrating the art of pro wrestling, right? And for me, like just WWE is where the art of pro wrestling goes to die. So anyone who has a major stint in the WWE, that basically works against them for me. And I would never vote anyone who only was in the WWE their entire career into any Hall of Fame, because that's just, you're not even like doing anything successfully on the merits of pro wrestling that it should, in my mind. It's like, I was thinking about this analogy. If you take like a really underrated, let's assume there's like an Actors Hall of Fame, right? If you took like an actress, if there was an actress like that's kind of underrated, but like well known for how great she is, like maybe Toni Collette was my example that I thought of. If she like after Hereditary, which was like her Mario vs. Io trilogy, if she then stopped and only made Michael Bay Transformer movies for the next 7 years, and then people would argue that all the money she made with the Transformers movies should get her into the Hall of Fame. That's to me that's not an agreeable take to me whatsoever. And I think if you vote Io for the Hall of Fame, it's only on the merits of her like work in Japan, and if that's strong enough, then that's totally plausible to me. So I think she's a good candidate. I probably would vote her in too, just for being the best women's wrestler in the world, essentially for like at least a 5-year period, I guess, in the mid 2010s.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and that's the same for Meiko Satomura for me. So I would.
I don't disagree with you actually. Like I would vote her in. I would vote her in just based on her Stardom run. I'm like kind of like proof she got me into Joshi wrestling. Io Shirai. Like if I hadn't watched that trilogy, I'm not sure I would have continued my Stardom World subscription and kept on watching. That trilogy blew my mind. So
yeah,
she's still converting people to this day to watch Joshi. Like, and obviously, if you ask all the Joshi wrestlers like nowadays, like who's your influence, a lot of them would say Io, right? Momo, Azumi, like even just in the current Stardom crop. So Utami, I guess, is another one. So I would vote her in just based on her Stardom stuff, to be honest.
Right, and that should be enough. I just don't like the when people make the case for her and they say like, yeah, she should get in because she had a great match at WrestleMania or whatever. That's nonsense.
So you wouldn't vote CM Punk in?
Oh, definitely not. Like,
all right, just make sure we're on the same page.
I think people should weigh negative impact equally to the positive impact they had. And I think CM Punk had so much negative impact on the pro wrestling world that I could never vote him in.
He almost fucking killed AEW, I swear to God.
Yeah, he did. I mean, this is a tangent now, and maybe we should move on. But like in my Hall of Fame, I would never have a Vince McMahon in my Hall of Fame. Nobody did more damage to the pro wrestling business in the history of the sport than Vince McMahon did. I don't know why he should be celebrated for that. That's so insane to me.
No, I agree with you.
Just because he also had a lot of success doesn't mean he didn't do the most damage anyone has ever done in the history of pro wrestling to pro wrestling.
Yeah, it's like the Dave's argument is almost like people like Harvey Weinstein would be in the Hall of Fame, right? In like the movie Hall of Fame, just because like the good movies they made and shit like that. It's like, are we really going to ignore all the harm they did? Yeah, I would also agree with you. But
that's the same. That's the same with Roman Reigns, right? He was like an anti-Raw for 7 years. Then he drew for like 7 months, and those 7 months topple over all the 7 years he did nothing or did negative business for. Yeah. That was never right to me. Anyway, should we move on?
Well, yeah, we are half an hour over for our expected schedule. So I kind of, is it okay if we like speed a bit faster through Stardom? Because it was mostly a general, like it wasn't a big card or anything like that.
Yeah, this was going to be my hot take of the episode, I think.
What, that you
Oh,
didn't like the Korakuen?
By the way, you mentioned Dave Portillo earlier. Maybe I can break the news here that he's probably going to be on the podcast next week, so you can look forward to that.
He will be reviewing Crimson Nightmare with us. That is correct. Yeah.
Yes.
Can't wait.
No, me neither.
I love his analysis. Just the way he breaks down matches. I can't do that.
Yeah, it's super cool.
So looking forward to that.
Like
So
a lot how he writes in the newsletter. He should. You guys should read his articles.
He is the only writer's stuff I will watch about, read about WWE. Like, he makes reading about WWE interesting.
Yeah.
So
no. My hot take about the Stardom show was actually gonna be that I fucking loved this show. I had so much fun with this show.
That is a hot take.
Yeah. I don't know if I was just in a great mood yesterday or whatever when I watched it. I just had so much fun with the show. And I didn't like I was gonna go on another tangent here almost, because like I read so much bullshit on like, you know, the internet. Like, so many people were just shitting on this show over and over, and like shitting before it even happened, right? Just on the booking, on the card, how it looked, whatever. Like, if you have ever seen a Stardom Korakuen show with a multi-person match on it, you know it's gonna be fucking amazing. And if you have a multi-man match that has like the 12 top workers all at once, like, how is that match not gonna be like the most fun match in the world? Like, how are you not excited for this match? I didn't really get like all the fucking negativity around the show, and when I watched it, I had so much fun that I kind of loved it. So, I mean, if you want to rush through it, we can do that, but
No. Ladies and gentlemen, Tim has found his spark for wrestling again. It only took 6 months since the departure. Oh, yesterday was the 6-month anniversary of Tam's death. So
thank you for...
Well, now your spark is back. You loved this random Korakuen horse show. So I think we can go as long as we want, because it's our podcast. So take us away, Tim. Take it away.
For sure. I think we can maybe go quick through the Friday night gotcha.
Whatever you want. This is yours.
No. It was the opener was Kikyu Furusawa and Rana Yagami defeating Emma Maeshima and Momokogo. This was kind of a nothing match. We can go quickly through that. It was kind of cool to see like Rana is basically already able to lead through a match like this. You think Komomo is the veteran here, but I felt like Rana looked more like the veteran in this one, and was a good little match. Rana killed
Momo never looks like a veteran.
No, not really.
I still can't believe she's fucking 40, by the way.
She looks insane for 40. Have you ever seen her cosplay efforts when she goes to like I think she goes to like Bushi Road expos and stuff. And does like cosplays for their video game characters.
I'd love
She's crazy.
for you to DM me that.
She looks like 17 or something when she does that. It's completely insane.
Oh. Okay, well,
let's say 18.
Yeah, so what was the next match, Tim?
The next match was... I need to cut that out. Anyway. Shit.
A very specific age you picked.
I don't know why I said that. That was fucking stupid.
Oh my god, that's so funny. All right.
I didn't even mean it in like... whatever.
Out of all of the fucking ages you could have...
I didn't mean it to be like a horny comment. I meant it like she just looks super young, like legit.
And 17 is the... Well, I guess that kind of makes sense. 17 is the first age you think of when you think young.
I don't know what I'm going to do with this.
You're going to cut it out. That's okay.
12.
Right. Second match.
12 man was next. This was hate, like a bunch of them. It was Asusai Inaba, Fukigen Death, Konami, Momo Watanabe, Rina and Saya Kamitani defeating the mix of God's Eye, which was Hina, Kyoka Kotatsu, and Tomoka Inaba, and Neo Genesis, which was Azumi, Miwa Masaki, and Starlight Kid. I thought this was just so much fun. Just a great 12-man. A lot of... Yeah, just great.
So this was Azumi's return match, which I didn't realize until Someone said it.
Oh, that's kind of true. Yeah.
Yeah, she's been out for a month since the Saya match. I think they threw the God's Eye trio in there because I think they're building towards an artist title match at Crimson Nightmare or at some point down the line. So
yeah, that would make sense. Yeah, this was kind of all about Kyoka Kotatsu's new gear, of course.
Yeah, all about that.
Nah, she was a non-factor, really. It was all about Saya Kamitani and Momo Watanabe, I think, was like the main point of this match. At one point, Saya blind tags herself in, and then Momo tries to do a cover. And Saya just walks in and kicks Momo in the head for some reason to break up a cover. Because Momo didn't realize she wasn't the legal man anymore, right? And then they just kind of like exchanged elbows again. And later in the match, they kind of worked together again when they like did like these simultaneous drop kicks to the opponents. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, we can talk about the build when we do the preview of the pay-per-view, but already done my Saya Momo run on the last episode, so
okay.
In terms of this match, I didn't have much. I thought it was pretty fun. It was a really good. I thought it was a pretty good match. Konami picking up the win made sense to me, and I also really like Konami as a filler defense for Starlight Kid. I think it was completely fine for a random Otaward pay-per-view in November, going into Tag League, to have Konami challenge. But I don't know, who do you think Starlight Kid's next challenge should be? I guess going into Dream Queendom season.
I mean, you brought up last week or a couple of weeks ago that Rina would be a great person to beat her. I think I agree with that. I don't know if she should already beat her Dream Kingdom, but I guess it would be alright. Yeah. I don't really have off the top of my head a greater opponent for her, actually. Rina would be really good.
Did you mention Barb dodging Rina's spit?
No.
So Rina does the spot where she spits at the referee, like she spits at Daichi, but Barb did a squat. Yeah, spit.
Oh, yeah. I understood she dodged Rina's spear, and I didn't.
Yeah, sorry.
That at all. Yeah.
British, bottle of water, all that stuff. So Barb did a squat at the exact moment that Rina spat at him, so yeah, that was funny.
I wrote down another spot with Barb. When you watch, like, when it's Asusa's job to distract the ref, you need to watch out for that. That's always hella funny. Whether it's Barb or whether it's Daichi, she always like almost beats them up, or just kind of like, she's so funny when she does that. And I don't even know how to describe it really. She just really takes the ref and chokes them out almost, instead of just talking to them like they do usually. It's kind of really funny. I don't know.
Talking isn't her thing. Yeah.
No. It's just a little brat, and I don't know. It's fun. And I think it's just like this tension that is building up between Momo and Saya, right? Like, you could really feel the crowd. This was another thing about the show entirely. I really loved, like, I thought the crowd was great for this show. They're really loud. And like, whenever like Momo and Saya were like close to interacting and nothing happened, like they popped for just them, like just for the sheer tension that was in the air between them.
So we spoke about it last episode, but I just want to say again, there was again no angle here, which, okay, that's fine. We're saving it for the pay-per-view or whatever. So the big thing about Saya and Momo has been they've been sort of like hitting each other in matches. Not in preview tags, just against other units. They've sort of been coming blow to blow. And on the Fuji show, which was the day before, they started backstage. They started blaming Taro Okada for not booking them in preview tags against each other. Funny. And so after this match, they again were like, Taro Okada, like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, book us in preview tags. So they're going to have a preview tag on the 1st of November against each other, because I guess they think, they need to let off some steam, or they're rusty. I don't quite get what the story is with the preview tags and why they want to face each other from like a logical point of view. Like, why are they hitting each other? Is it because they want to hit each other ahead of the title? So I don't quite get what they were going for, but anyway, that is the story. I need a bigger angle, as we've spoken about, from the pay-per-view. Let's wait and see.
I feel like they're realizing that everybody wants it, and I think they're just doing it to play the crowd. They're just playing
it
with
might be.
Everyone.
It might be.
They're just having a bit of cheeky fun with this, I think. And I think it's really funny how some of the people on the internet really bought into it and actually think that they were shooting on the company, apparently. That's
It's
like
so
the
stupid.
fucking dumbest thing I've ever heard. But
Japanese
it's
wrestlers
funny
will
as
shoot
fuck.
in backstage promos. They're very known for that. Yeah.
Exactly. And the company will release those backstage
exactly.
promos. Nah, it's fun. I think they're playing with this tension really well. If they didn't intend to do any angle before the big match, then they're doing this pretty well, in my opinion, because they're
So
just
if nothing
playing with
happens, would you say it was a good build?
At the pay-per-view?
Yeah. If they just have like can they coexist, and then they have a singles match which is quite standard. Well, it will be good because it's Sayamomo. So if they have a good singles match and then they just continue teaming up with each other as hate, is this a good feud and a good use of the 5-star?
That would be disappointing for sure.
Yeah. Cool. We're on the same page.
Okay. Anyway, next up we had a 10-man. This was a weird little team between Sayaka, Kurara, Natsupoi, Aya Sakura, and the Mibida Loka guys from Suzuki and Bozilla. Against Hanako, Rian, Ami Soray, Saki Kashima, and Shuri.
Forget her name?
I was just my mind just paused for a second. I don't know.
Okay.
My brain broke. I don't know. My brain is broken since earlier. I'm sorry. Anyway, this was also really fun. This was just kind of like playing on what happened the previous Korakuen, right? When Saki Kashima teamed with Aya and Sayaka against Bozilla. And like, I think she kind of blamed them after the match for getting into the Bozilla feud, I guess. So this time she was, they were on opposing sides, but Sayaka and Aya Sakura and like the Cosmic Angels teaming with like Bozilla and Suzuki was so funny to me, popped me a lot. Yeah.
So Saki came out and she was fucking terrified. She was like shirking. She was hiding behind Suri. Suri, like a parent, was like, "What are you scared of, sweetheart?" And then Saki was just like pointing at Bozilla. that was kind of funny. And then at the start of the match, Bozilla just fucking rushed Saki. And so everyone runs in to help Saki, and then they all get scared and like start backing off and letting Bozilla like have her meal, I guess. You know, like she's the alpha woman, so yeah, just back off, let her have Saki. Saki dodged the Bozilla's freight train and did some fucking cat-like maneuvers on the bottom rope to get away. And then she started hiding behind...
Have you seen that before? She did that before.
Has she done... Oh, is that a thing she did? Okay.
Yeah. Not often, but one time she did it almost around the entire ring. I remember that's what the popped me big. I gotta find that for you.
That's
later.
hilarious. Yeah. And then Saki was hiding behind the commentators. So, I
that was
thought...
funny too.
This was super. So Saki picked up the win with the revival, and then she, I don't know who it was on, I don't know, probably Ice Sakura or something like that. And then she immediately hid behind the turnbuckle, and in the post match, Saki grabbed Suri and used her as like a meat shield, and then picked up the mic, and then said to Bozilla, "Hey Bozilla, on the 3rd of November, I don't think you're getting a proper singles match," and then called her an idiot, threw a towel, and then just sprinted off. And then Bozilla ran after her. So, yeah, really good stuff.
It was funny. I just think Aya Sakura and Hanako worked part of the match. They're kind of building their feud. They had the X-Over match in China. I don't know if you had the time to watch it yet.
I did not. Tell me about it.
It was actually really good. I was really surprised. Like this entire... these 3 matches on the China show were all really fun, I thought. The crowd was actually really great in China, I thought. And it was really like interesting to see how over everyone was. Like Starlight Kid was hella over, the Cosmic Angels were hella over, Lady C was over.
Lady C was over?
Yeah.
Fucking
I don't know. I mean, I think people in Japan like Lady C as well a lot. I don't know, it's just us.
Maybe.
But like Hanako and Aya Sakura, I think they work really well together. Like, I think either it's Aya really being really good already and getting the best out of Hanako, or Hanako is kind of improving or has like found a partner in Aya that she really bounces off well with. The China match had a lot of like really great, I thought, like submission work, and just like the chemistry between those two, I think is just really good. And they are gonna face each other on the next New Blood show, I think, for the New Blood tag team titles. Sayaka Kurara will be Aya Sakura's partner, and I hope that just getting this feud going. I think I wouldn't be surprised if in the end Aya Sakura is gonna take the future belt at some point. Maybe they can like go like parallel, like Sayaka Kurara and Aya Sakura. That like when Aya Sakura wins when Aya Sakura wins the future belt, is the time when Sayaka Kurara wins the red belt from Sayaka Mitani at All-Star Grand Kingdom next year. That's my thought.
Yeah. I hope your fantasy booking comes true.
Yep. Anyway. And they still have the New Blood tag team belts at that point as well. So they're going to be triple champions.
Hell yeah. Also, you know, they have like a Kansai region feud as well, because Aya Sakura is from Kobe, right? And Hanako's from Kyoto, off the top of my head. So they got that little thing going on as well. So yeah, could be a long rivalry.
Let's hope for it. Anyway, after this we had a little three-way match between Saya Ida, Akira Kurogane, and Lady C. This was basically the Saya Ida show for me. She was so much fun in this show, in this match. You know, like Lady C is obviously like two like towers over both Ida and Akira. So when she did like the test of strength tease, Ida just fucking ran at her, jumped on her, and grabbed her hand. It was so fucking funny.
She was holding onto her like a koala.
Yeah, it looked so great. Anyway, yeah, this wasn't much. At one point, like Akira had both Lady C and Saya Ida in like a crossface type thing, and both reached the ropes at the same time. That also looked really funny to me. But
were you surprised this was high up the card? I was kind of.
I'm not sure why this even happened at all. Like, it's such a weird match.
It was very interesting. I thought it was an interesting match. There were like a lot of double spots to like get people over. Mm-hmm. So like I feel like each wrestler had their own time in the sun, basically. So I thought it was an interesting match.
Yeah, the Lady C killed Akira with this running boot in the end. Yep. That looked brutal, and got the win. Saya Ida should win more matches, I think.
She definitely should. We said this after the 5-star. So was it after?
Yeah,
I don't know if we said it, but I definitely
did. Yeah, because we talked about her in like the 5-star awards.
Oh yeah, yeah. She was there. Yeah.
Yeah, she rules. Anyway, next up we had Sari and Miku Kanai facing Saori, Anu, and Yuna Mitsumori. So this I also thought this was kind of great. Did you not like this one?
This was great. This was really good.
Yeah, like Yuna Mitsumori looked really good. In this
I mentioned it earlier, right, when we were speaking about Chikagoto.
Mm-hmm, exactly.
This was the match that made me realize Yuna Mizumori is the perfect Stardom mid-carder. She's so fucking good. There was a kind of a story here. I only realized it when I read the backstage comments. Apparently, Suri destroyed Yuna Mizumori once when she was in her Idol days. I can't remember. Where was Mizumori before Stardom? Was it Colors or something? Because she's related with like Saki, right?
She had the tag team with Saki, but I think that was before.
I don't remember what promotion
even
she was
existed.
in.
Like,
yeah,
they were
exactly.
together. They were either freelancing together or.
Because she's not an actress, girls. Yuna Mizumori, right? So I don't actually know where what promotion she came from before.
Oh, Gato move.
Oh right,
No,
yeah,
she was
a,
actress girls actually too, but only for a few
yeah. But
matches.
that's probably just doing some appearances. But yeah, she's
Yeah.
a Emi Sakura trainee, right?
Yeah, that sounds right.
Okay, never mind then.
Yeah.
Well, somehow she said that Suri destroyed her back in the day. I don't know what that's referring to, but anyway, that's why Yuna Mizumori was going after Suri the whole time. You know, when she was on the apron, she would knock her off.
And it was
And
kind
then
of
when she was
awesome.
in there, when she was in there with Suri, she took her head off twice, like tried to decapitate her. That is the Yuna I want to see all the time. It was awesome.
Absolutely. She had a new
And then
haircut as well.
oh really? How do you guys
don't
notice this?
notice anything.
It's so bad, yeah.
I mean, to be fair, I failed to notice a lot of things as well. I didn't notice when Natsupoi had the new hair, you remember?
Yeah, true.
Anyway.
Also, Saori and Suri going up against each other.
That was awesome.
Big forearm battle between
Germans
the two.
and the forearms.
And the
too.
Germans, yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna let you talk.
No. We're so excited about Saori and Suri. Yeah, they had an awesome forearm battle, and then they traded Germans, and those are mainly the main spots that I noted down. The Orinagi is just a sick finisher. It always gets a massive pop when Suri locks it in. That's how you know it's like a really good finisher.
Yeah, it's now it's like for the Stardom crowd, it's like a real, like when she goes for it, you can really feel like the tension from the crowd because like
Exactly, yeah.
they were so upset about the Tomoka Inaba one, right?
Yeah.
So now it's like really like a move that the crowd reacts to before it even like happens. And yeah, I thought this had really good crowd heat, like compared to like when everyone like talked about Suri's heat completely dying in Stardom. I think this kind of disproved that, like, but they were hot for the entire show. Actually, the crowd, I really loved the crowd in this one. Maybe that's why I had so much fun watching it too.
They weren't booing her though, like they usually do, but she definitely. Well, they weren't like strongly booing her. Like obviously some of the heat has died down, but she obviously still gets a reaction, right? So
yeah, absolutely.
And then in the post-match, so Suri and Miku are in the tag league. Miku was like, we've lost so much, but we finally won in Stardom, which actually got a positive reaction. So she said she wanted to get stronger with Suri in the tag league. And then Suri said, you all scared her at the 5-star. She was crying so much. And now the crybaby wants to go into the tournament. That's growth. I'm fine with that. So Suri was kind of like ribbing on Miku there for being a crybaby, which is like becoming her nickname almost because Rianne called her the same thing. For in an Ito Dojo show. And then Suri basically called Natsupoi to the ring and said, hey, you've been staring at me this whole time. Do you have something to say? You don't need to act so cutesy. And then Natsupoi said, don't say stuff like that. People will hate you. And then the crowd laughed. And then Suri said, is that so? Whatever. It's been a while since we've talked. You know why I'm calling you out. Come and work on my Suriism show. And then Poi just said, okay. And then it was later announced that it would be Poi and Hashimoto versus Suri and... I'm blanking. Who's Suri with? Suzu Suzuki. Yeah, Suzu Suzuki.
It's an insane match.
Yeah. It will be an insane match, yes. I mean, all the Suriism main events I feel like are kind of sick. I even liked the Hate versus Spark Rush one, so.
Oh, absolutely. That's another thing. I read so much stupid shit on the internet today, and it's kind of infuriating.
That's just every day, no?
Like, yeah. But people like... being down on the Suri card is like so insane to me. It looks so fucking
Wait, people
great.
are down on the Suriism card?
Yeah, absolutely.
This is a sick card.
It's absolutely sick. I'm so hyped for it.
You know, I'm hyped for the fucking opener. Celine Mizora versus Yurika Oka. So Celine Mizora is Seedling's rookie. I'm just happy that Seedling are putting their rookies out and doing like outside bookings. Celine Mizora has only had like 5 matches or something, but I kind of think she's promising. So I love that Suri is like booking matches like that. That is awesome.
Yeah, it's amazing. Nah, it's just stupid shit. I shouldn't even talk about it. I shouldn't even give it any attention. It's so
yeah, don't do that. I will be buying every single Suriism card. So
yeah, same. Hyped. Up next we had Mei Sarah defending her high speed championship against Waka Tsukiyama. So I thought this was actually really good towards the end. When they got like
no, Tim, you have to mention Mei Sarah's wrist tape.
Oh yeah, May Sarah came in with a wrist tape. What did it say? I hope you get hemorrhoids.
Yeah, it said get hemorrhoids, apparently. So May Sarah has a gimmick where she comes in with something written on her wrist tape, and then she hands some of the tapes out to like audience members. And May Sarah has been showing her unhinged side during this feud. So Waka Tsukiyama, obviously her gimmick is all about arse-based offense. And so May Sarah has been saying stuff like, I'll split your ass in half, shine that ass up real nice, stuff like that during the feud. And then on this show, her wrist tape says, I hope you get hemorrhoids. That was just hilarious.
She's great.
So yeah. Yep, this was really good. I like this match.
Yeah, I liked it a lot too. I thought about how to like say what I'm gonna say next without sounding too mean, but I think Waka Tsukiyama is not the greatest pro wrestler I've ever seen in my life.
That's not mean.
Okay, good. But for whatever May got out of her here, it was like really surprisingly good, especially towards the end. All the near falls looked kind of incredible actually, and I don't think it was ever in doubt that May was gonna win, but they had a really nice finishing stretch on this one. They opened up with kind of a lot of comedy, because that's usually what Waka does. But like whenever May took over and got the control, like it was just a really good match. May kicked her in the ass at some point, pretty hard, I thought. But it was
well, they were trading ass kicking spots, literally like ass kick. Like they would present their behinds, their bottoms, their upper glutes, shine them up, and then the other wrestler would kick it. So we said this the other day, the other episode about May Sarah, and it's really hard to know how good her opponents are because she's so fucking good at making people look good. And this was like the perfect example. She's just, I don't know. We keep on going on about May Sarah. She is so fucking good. One of the best in the world, just hands down. In the post-match, did we say how she won? She won with the checkmate finish, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. In the post-match, May kept on referring to Waka as Butt Yama or Arse Yama, however you want to translate that, I guess. And Waka said the next time should be polishing her butt and waiting. Then they hugged, and May Sarah teased a release German suplex again, but Waka escaped. And then May said she wants to defend against Hazuki before she defends against Yuna Mizumori. So I think it's her versus Hazuki at Crimson Nightmare, but it's not official. But she did say she wants to defend against Hazuki.
Okay, that's where this comes from. I haven't checked out the translations to the promos yesterday yet. I was surprised because
that's what you got me for.
I was sure that Yuna's gonna be next again, but I think Yuna's gonna win.
I just want May to win she should hold this title forever. I'm not even joking when I say that.
That's fair too. Do you think maybe May could go on to greater heights if she drops the title?
That's a hard one, isn't it? Well, we've spoken about red belt challenges, and I guess this is part of my problem. You could easily elevate someone like May to like go for the red belt. Like if you just give her like a sustained serious push for like 3 months or 6 months, whatever, she could absolutely get to. She's good enough wrestler, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Obviously, she's just not doing a lot of serious stuff right now. The last serious thing she did was Suzuki, right? And she was so good in that match and in that feud in general. Her selling, her promos. So, to answer your question, she absolutely could, but there's so many people in Stardom that could, right?
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, our main event was...
It's a stacked roster.
It is, absolutely. Our main event was the Goddesses of Stardom title match between Hate, Natsuko Tora and Ruaka, and Mi Vida Loca, Itsuki Aoki, and Rina Yamashita. And I thought this was fun as well. I think like Itsuki Aoki and Natsuko Tora have like kind of a really fun chemistry together when they're in there. That just, it feels
I'm
like
so
they're
glad
just,
you said that.
They're just talking shit to each other the entire time. Is that possible?
It was so good.
I don't have the
I love them together.
direct translations, but it's so much fun to watch them.
Yeah,
kind of just fucking shouting at each other the entire match while working each other over. It's just a lot of fun. Yeah, and Rina too. Rina Yamashita, is, we talk about it every week. Rina and Itsuki are a great pairing and great to see. Unfortunately, they didn't come out on top in this one. But I thought the finishing stretch was really good too. They did like Ruaka and Tora did like a simultaneous splash from the top rope. Then
I thought that was the finish, by the way.
yeah, me too. But they kicked out of that. Then Aoki did another big lariat first on Tora, but yeah, Tora hit her with like the suitcase, and Ruaka hit a pretty impressive German suplex on her for Tora to finish her off with the Swanton bomb. And yeah, just a really fun action-packed match as well. They did a really cool spot on the outside at the beginning. I don't know if you saw that when they were like Tora and Ruaka were whipping Rina and Atsuki towards each other, and like Atsuki did like a diving roll while like Rina did the splits over her, and they ran at the opponents like instead of colliding. You know what I mean?
I don't, because I zoned out because it was hate brawling. That's part of my problem, to be honest. If I see like a heel faction going to the crowd, I instantly zone out. So I missed that cool thing because of that.
No, it's too bad. Anyway, like, what were your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, so obviously BMI 2000 retained. I liked this match way more than the Tokyo Towers match with Ami and Lady C. I thought these were
absolutely.
great. It was,
yeah.
It was like 4 hosses just throwing bombs at each other with a hot crowd.
Mm-hmm.
I say it every single week. I'll keep saying it. Itsuki Aoki is fucking underrated. She's awesome. Just my perfect pro wrestler. If you don't buy stocks now after this match, you know, she was given the stage to perform on in the main event, and I think she killed it.
Absolutely.
I'm not sure what else you need to see. So I think she was great in this match. I really like Natsuko Tora. I know that. I know some people don't. I think Natsuko Tora is often thrown in the same bucket as Ruaka. I think Ruaka's the real smelly one, to be honest. Natsuko Tora, I think, is great at her job. And I think she showed that in this match as well during her sequences with Itsuki Aoki, which you pointed out, which they had great chemistry for.
Absolutely. Sometimes
Really
I don't even know
this
what
is my
some
match of
people
the
are
night.
watching, but
Yeah, agreed. Yeah.
this was your match of the night?
It was my match of the night. It was this or the Suri match. I think I had them around the same.
I have the 12-man up there as well.
The 12-man was my third, yeah.
Yeah, just overall, I thought this was like way more enjoyable than everyone acted about it that I read of in like various Discords that I'm in. But
I think it's just because we've been spoiled by like some sick Korokens. Like, you know, the 5-star Korakuen on 20th of August is one of the best shows in Stardom, in like Stardom history. So you sort of like expecting all Korokens to be like that. And you have to have some Korokens like this, which are still really fun, but they're not going to be like show of the year candidates.
Yeah, but that's totally fine. It's just a fucking midweek Korakuen show. Like, what are people expecting? Like, every Korakuen to have like a Tam Nakano, Saya Kamitani red belt career in Stardom match or whatever.
That's what I mean, though. We've just been spoiled because they.
Yeah, but I think whenever you see like a big ass multi-man announced for Stardom with like the top people with like the, I don't know, with like Neo Genesis in it, it's gonna fucking rule. And I don't know why anyone would like moan about seeing a big multi-man with Neo Genesis announced on any Stardom card ever.
So I agree, but also
card. Specifically in Korakuens, they rule. I mean,
yeah. But on the other hand, I do. Well, maybe it's just me. I think some people are starting to get a bit antsy about, okay, when are they going to progress some storylines, right?
Yeah, maybe
because they haven't had big storyline progressions since the 5-star final, right? When Momo won, that you could consider that a big storyline progression, and Rina being elevated, all of that. So it's just like, when is it coming? Because it's been a couple months now, so people are just probably being a bit antsy about it, and. Well, once it happens, everything will be back to normal.
Absolutely. All right. Shall we go through this Tokyo Joshi Pro real quick?
You can relax, Tim. I got it from here.
Didn't watch any Tokyo Joshi Pro this week, so you take.
No, that's okay. You said your brain was breaking, so you can take a nice seat back. If anything sounds interesting, you can.
All right.
You can let me know. I am actually going to speed the fuck out through Tokyo Joshi Pro. They just had 2 house shows, one on the 19th, one on the 26th. On the 19th, it was kind of a standard house show. The only thing to note is they had a main event, which was Mahiro Kiyu and Suzumi versus Miyu Yamashita and Pom Harajuku. This was Kiyu's hometown, so that's why it was notable. She went there as the DDT Ironman heavy metalweight champion because, you know, she drank the drink, which was the previous champion, as we've spoken about. And of course, the hometown hero won here with a spinebuster to Pom. And then the Arisus teamed up. So that's Arisu Endo, the Japanese Arisu, and then American Arisu. So that's Alice Crowley. And they beat Mizuki and Haru Kazushiro. So they're teaming together now, which is cute. And American Arisu was even so happy she carried out Japanese Arisu on her back as she hung on like a koala bear. So that was cute.
That's good. Did you ever listen to the song?
No.
Okay.
What didn't you say it was like heavy metal?
If you want to call it that, it's from 1980. Like, it's kind of like.
Oh, that's why I didn't listen to it. Didn't I tell you I don't listen or watch any media before 1995?
Whatever. That's fine.
Your heart
it's a
just
great
broke
song.
into a million pieces. Okay, link it to me after the podcast. I'll listen to it. Yeah, and there's nothing else. The next gen losers final was on this match. So Chicken and Ase beats Kira Summer. So that means Chicken and Ase was through to the finals on the next show. And then on the next show, 26th of October at Ryogoku KFC Hall. That I don't know. Whenever I see that arena name, it just makes me hungry. So it was the next gen final, which was Uta Takami versus Chicken and Ase. So Uta just needed one win because it was double elimination bracket. So she just needed to win one match. Chika would need two matches to win because she came through the losers bracket, this is a tournament format you see a lot in like gaming tournaments and stuff like that. I don't know if there's sports. No, basically all sports does single elimination as far as I'm aware, but it's very popular in gaming tournaments. So I was kind of familiar with this. So I'm kind of glad it made its way through to wrestling, at least in TJPW. It's their first ever double elimination, so that was interesting. So Chica obviously won the first match, because it's scripted, so you have to have some drama. Takami's a great babyface in peril, so you kind of thought she was about to lose the second one when Chica hit another really good elbow. But Takami won with the koala clutch, so it was a cute match. And then Uta Takami called out Arisa Endo, so she will be challenging for the International Princess title at the next Korakuen Hall. Uta Takami was in tears, and I thought it was a good promo. So there you go. Then the other news was Mihiro Kiryu lost the DDT Iron Man Heavy Metal Weight Championship to her teammate Rika Tatsumi. So I've spoken a bit before about TJPW, like moving on the older generation and putting them lower on the card. So it's kind of cool that they're finding like titles for like Rika to win and have matches with the lower card wrestlers. Miyu Yamashita is having a lot of matches on the undercard. So yeah, Rika Tatsumi is the new champion because she rolled up her own teammate Mihiro Kiryu because she really wanted that title.
That's fun.
And then we had Dark Mizuki, so she was back in her dark gear against Toga. So again, on the undercard, one of the older generation. So kind of cool. Then the other news is Himawari and Shina Suzuki have a new team name. It's called Bumping Grits. Okay. So it's meant to mean shining pebbles colliding head on, because like pebbles are like grit. And it's a play on glitter, because, glitter in katakana would be gritter, right? Mm-hmm. So bumping grits. It's a play on glitter and shining pebbles, whatever. Anyway, so they're challenging Uber Eats for the Princess Tag Team titles at the Korakuen Hall show on the 9th. So quick preview for the 1st of November Shinjuku Face. So J-Rod is coming in, making her debut. She's from OVW, Ohio Valley Wrestling. I guess she's not with them anymore. She is facing Miyu Watanabe in the main event of Korakuen Hall on the 9th. So this is her debut the week before. And then also we have Pom Harajuku versus Rika Tatsumi for the DDT Iron Man Heavy Metalweight Championship. And some previews for the other matches.
Awesome.
And that's TJPW.
Is KFC good in UK?
KFC is fucking great. KFC is my favorite takeaway, I think. I try not to order it often because I can't stop myself. So, yeah, I do love a KFC. Well, apparently KFC is really good in Japan, right?
I've never been to a KFC in Japan.
Oh, but they have really good fried chicken, right?
In general, in Japan? I don't know if I've ever had fried chicken now that I think about it.
You've never had fried chicken in Japan?
Maybe
I mean,
not.
I haven't, but I'm surprised you haven't because you've been there.
Oh, of course I had the Korakuen fried chicken many times.
Yeah, okay, fine.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah. I think that's not good. We like in our town, a KFC has opened up like for the first time ever, like I think 2 or 3 months ago. And like
It's so
KFC was really like sparse in Germany. They didn't have a big branch out here, and it's getting more. Like it was only in the biggest cities before. Now we have one in our town, and they have one really good dip that I like a lot. But like their fried chicken itself isn't really that great here. I feel like maybe it's better in the UK.
I'm gonna need to find a new podcast partner.
I think there's a difference from country to country for every like fast food chain. Maybe it's really good in the UK.
So you think the specific KFC chain in your town just made it bad? No, I think you're dissing the entire KFC franchise.
Maybe.
You know, this is after you spoke about spice on the last episode. You know, I ordered the Yucateco spice containers. I bought 4 of them. And I tried one of them yesterday on your recommendation, and I enjoyed it. So I indulge myself in your love of food. Why can't you do the same for me?
It's just kind of... I think they're just fucking it up in Germany, maybe.
Okay, so in Japan, we're going to go to a KFC together, right?
Let's do it.
Okay, cool. All right, so now
Wait, I remember I was in a KFC actually in Japan. In Shinjuku, like there's one right outside Shinjuku Face actually. Right to the left there's a KFC. I was on my last Japan day on my first trip. Like I had already checked out of my hotel and everything, and I just needed a quick bite. That was actually good. I remember that being good. I don't remember what exactly I had, but I was satisfied with that KFC.
You shouldn't have told me that.
That there's
I'm
one
just gonna be
there.
I'm just gonna be living outside Shinjuku Face now. Yeah, I do love my KFC. Right, Miss Joshi. Well, I guess Indie Zone.
Indie Zone.
Indie Zone.
Indie Zone.
Indie Zone.
I should do like a little trailer thing for that. Or like,
oh yeah, you can. That'd be
opening.
cool. So I am gonna skip a lot of Friday Night Gacha, which I wasn't going to, but I'm gonna speed the fuck out of it because we're already at 2.5 hours or whatever. You didn't watch... Did you watch the main event?
I watched the entire show, kinda, but...
You watched the entire show?
I didn't take notes on anything but the main event. And I had like the show on while I was doing something else on my second screen. So I just kind of semi-watched it, but not really, you know?
Cool. So this show sucked. So
it was kind of really nothing, yeah.
They've ran out of juice on like the concept of Monday Magic, which is Noah's mystery vortex sort of brand, and then this is Marvelous's one, Friday Night Gacha. The first episode was so good; it was perfect for me. They had like Actress Girls music, the Love Riddle theme playing. They had a main event. It was like an assortment of indie wrestlers. It was my sort of thing. Chigusa Nagayo's probably ran a bit out of steam, to be honest. The last episodes of both Monday Magic and Friday Night Gacha were kind of nothing.
A lot of
except
people
the main
have been
event.
shitting on it, right?
Yeah, but the first episodes of both were sick. The first episode of Monday Magic gave us that. Okay, I looked at my list recently for my match of the years. Mm-hmm. The Mayu, the Marigold versus Marvelous 6-person tag on the Monday Magic episode 1 is in my top 10 for the year. I fucking loved that match. So I'm really happy. So the first episode was great, and then I just spoke about the first episode of Friday Night Gacha, and it's just teetered off a little bit. So you can watch it on Wrestle Universe. The first match was Jaguar Yokota versus Shinsuke Hirota. I mean, you kind of know exactly what that match is going to be.
No.
Those two wrestlers.
It was against Chigusa Nagayo. It was actually a great comeback match from, or like not comeback, but
did you know she's not retired? She's done like a fake retirement.
Callback, not comeback. What am I?
Callback.
You know Chigusa?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course she's not retired, but she had like 5 retirement matches, I think.
Yeah, exactly. She faced Senka in March, I think, this year, or it was in April.
Did she say that was retirement too?
No, but she was retired before that, and then she came out to wrestle Senka.
I remember I watched like a West Coast Pro show on a woman.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Where she like on the day off, like spontaneously decided, okay, this is gonna be my retirement match actually, and they did like a whole ceremony for it, and like it was really cool, and it was a really sweet match too. Actually, I really loved that match. And then I think like 2 weeks later, she had the next match in Japan. It's so funny.
So that is Chigusa Nagaya.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was Sakura Hiroto who was pretending to be Chigusa Nagaya. So I don't know if Jaguar Yokota was shoot corpsing or if it was part of the bit, but I guess that was the most enjoyable part of this match. Then I'm not even going to talk about the next match actually. And then we had Itsuki Aoki and Sora Yame versus Saki and Utashima. So this Friday Night Gacha basically had a lot of influence from the Ito Dojo. So the Ito Dojo is ran by Kaoru Ito. So Sari trains there, Chi-Chi trains there, Miku Kanae trains there. And then they have some other trainees there who are like 2 years in. One is Masataka, who was on this show, but I can't bother talking about that match because it's an all-men's match. And then Utashima is the other one. So she's 2 years into her career. She trains with all of those people. So she was on this show. So it was like the first time a lot of people had seen her because, you know, who watches the Ito Dojo shows, basically. And yeah, Saki is the Pure J Openweight champion, obviously freelancer. We spoke about her earlier. She used to team, or still does team with Yuna Mizumori, runs her own promotion called Colors now. So I guess it was cool that they showed up, but the match went so fucking long. So yeah, not great. And then we had Great Sakuya versus Maria. Holy fuck. So Great Sakuya is Riko's Noah Monday Magic Friday Night Gacha gimmick, where she's like the daughter of the Great Muta. So she mists people. She has like her face paint. She is like a legit good dancer. So she does like the break dancing as part of her gimmick. So for this match, Miyu Momono came out carrying the Marvelous flag, you know, coming out to beat up Great Sakuya because she obviously wanted to beat the shit out of her and turn her back into Riko Kawahata. Mio got completely geeked out. She was misted during her entrance and then just disappeared for like 10 or 15 minutes. Then Maria comes out and she's the one that's going to beat some sense into her tag partner, the magenta tag partner. So it was billed as a singles match. So Mio must have been hiding under the ring, selling the mist. Okay, anyway, whatever. This all sucked.
Really
I hate
weird.
this gimmick. I hate this gimmick. I hate it when talented wrestlers are handicapped with poorly executed gimmicks. I know, it was just weird that Mia was like looked so badass carrying the Marvelous flag, and then she just got misted and went away.
Yeah, it was super strange.
And also the match was a DQ. So Sakuya misted Maria in the face to break up a submission hold, and then it was a DQ. And then Mio came back out and attacked her and whatever. The main event.
Aren't mists always DQs?
Well, yeah, it wasn't dumb that she was DQ'd. It was just boring.
No, I was actually making a joke. Like,
oh, okay, sorry. I never saw that.
Someone's getting misted on every fucking show, and I've never seen it being an extra DQ since like 20 years ago or whatever.
Okay.
But I guess this one was. This was really weird. I didn't really quite understand what was even going on. Actually, do you think her dancing? I mean, you can tell that she's a talented dancer, but
she's a legit dancer.
She has to make it look like weird to make it fit like the Muta gimmick or whatever, and the weird music she has. So it always looks kind of goofy to me. Like,
but you can see she's like a good dancer. Right?
Yeah. She does. She does execute it really well, but like, it's intentionally goofy looking. I mean, kind of.
Yep.
Like.
Then the main event. So I sat up for the main event. I locked in because I heard Seri Yamaoka's music, and I was like, something's about to fucking go down. And then I heard Senka's music. I was like, hell fucking yeah. I was like the sicko meme. I was literally like almost like face planting my screen, like, let's do this. But then they walked to each other. So then I booed at the screen. Why the fuck are they teaming? But then Spark Rush's music hit. So I was like, okay, fine. I can accept this. So it was Suri and Takumi Iroha versus Senka, Akatsuki, and Seri Yamaoka, who are obviously eternal rivals that I gushed over on the last episode or the episode before that. It almost seemed like Chigusa's deliberately sandbagged the rest of this episode just for this main event. So yeah, anyway, really cool main event. Senka was just coming off that unsuccessful title shot to Takumi's title, and Seri and Suri had actually never interacted before because Seri debuted on Suri's last Marigold show. That's
true.
So it was the first time they interacted, which I thought was cool. And the crowd went from completely silent to very heated for this match.
Mm-hmm.
So I will say I didn't think the match was obviously as good as the Monday Magic match. I thought this was just a pretty good match. It was more like a preview. The cool thing about this match was Seri and Senka kept trying to fight each other during this match. So that was the story of this. Senka was using her tree trunk legs as a submission, which I'm not sure if I've seen that before. She was trying to make Seri submit. I don't know if she was going for like death by snoo or what she was going for, but she was trying to choke her out with her legs. So, Seri has a really cool spear off the middle ropes now. It's like who's the guy? Oh, Daiki Inaba in Noah does it, and now Seri sort of like done it as well. So, she sort of like latches onto the middle rope and does a spear. And then they did like synced up frog splashes onto Seri, or they landed frog splashes after each other onto Seri, and I think Seri just closed it out with an Uranagi on Senka. And then in the post-match, Seri picked up the mic and she went into full mount position on top of Senka. So awesome. And she just said, "Why did you lose? If you hadn't lost," and then she sort of trails off because she starts to hit Senka around the face. And then they began to brawl because Senka wanted Seri to get the fuck off of her so she could speak. And then Seri was just shit stirring and telling Senka not to just take that. Seri said she wanted a shot at the AAAW tag team titles at the next season and told them to hold on to their belts. And then Senka said she wanted revenge from Seri's Uranagi. Seri put them over super hard, so said they were awesome, and that she doesn't get the feeling very often, but she feels that those two are for real, which we all agree with that.
Yeah, was awesome. Do you think that Senka will make the frog splash into her finish?
I hope not.
You hope not? Because I thought it was very noticeable how it almost pinned Seri here. Like,
yeah,
Seri sold it like it was supposed to be like a really devastating thing. Like, if Takumi didn't hit like broke up the pin at the last minute, it looked like that was about to be the finish. Obviously, yes, it would never have been like those two were never gonna beat Spark Rush, but it looked like the move to me. It kind of gave off the vibe as if this was gonna be Senka's finisher or whatever. The way it impacted this match. I mean,
it's the second time she's hit it, so it's very possible that they're trying to protect it a bit. She's only hit it on Takumi and Seri now, so we'll see if she gets some pins on like marvelous undercards with it and stuff like that. So yeah, it could be.
And we talked earlier about like how Seri finishes a lot of opponents nowadays with the double foot stomp too, when she doesn't feel like doing the Uranage or whatever. And I thought it was very like telling how Senka kicked out of like a swanton and double foot stomp combination.
I was really surprised at that kick out. Yeah,
completely. Yeah, that completely shocked me. But then she was put away right away with the Uranage. But like that kick out, I think means a lot. Like,
no, I agree. That is basically Spark Rush's finisher in a way against like undercard teams. So yeah, cool. All right, let's move on to Ice Ribbon because they had a Korakuen Hall show.
Yes.
So you can watch. Go on.
I was gonna surprise you and say I watched the whole show.
Did you?
No.
Oh.
This is a whole roundabout. Like, long story short, I saw it was like 4,000 yen, and I thought I already paid 4,000 for Marigold, and I kind of had my like budget for shows this month exhausted, kind of. So I saw parts of the first match and parts of the main event, but I unfortunately couldn't see much more of it because, like, I don't want to say that I don't want to like support piracy. I think everyone should go out there and buy these shows, support these small promotions. But in this case, I did find a file on the internet because it's also like, I have no idea about the promotion, right? So 4,000 yen seemed a bit steep to me to just dive into the show. And
it was expensive, yeah.
I found, the file I found wasn't working really great, so I only saw a couple of bits. I saw the full main event, though.
That is sick. Awesome. So you've finally seen Manami Katsu. Okay, we'll get to it. Let me give the background to things, and then we can discuss it. But I'm giddy and excited now, Tim. It's almost like my early birthday present. Thank you. All right, so you can watch this on Ice Ribbon Live. So just Google Ice Ribbon Live and it should pop up. It's a monthly subscription, means you get it 1 month later. So if you pay like 1,000 yen a month, that's the subscription, and then they will upload it to that service 1 month later. Or, as Tim said, you can buy it on pay-per-view for 4,000 yen, which is quite steep. So it normally doesn't hit the popular pirate sites. So, I mean, but I guess if you can see it, you can go crazy. Like, the more people that watch, I think is my opinion, then the better. Let's just spread the word of, how good some of these products are. So, if they...
This was like this file that was uploaded to Mega, and I think you can only watch like 20 minutes at a time on Mega without an account.
Okay. Yeah.
So, and then you have to wait for 6 hours. So I only could like watch 20 minutes 2 times until we recorded.
I would have just given you my login, Tim.
I wanted to surprise you with.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. That's fair enough. I really appreciate it. It did work. I feel happy about it. So I want to say, I just want to do a quick bit. It's not a bit. Why did I say bit? I just want to do a quick comment on Ice Ribbon to say that I have been a bit sad recently. So Ice Ribbon Korakuens make me kind of sad. This one in particular, I think, had less than 200 people. I couldn't be bothered to count, but I'd be surprised if it was above 200. They actually didn't release the number for this one, and they have released sub 300 numbers before. So this one must have been real bad. It was also on a Sunday, so it doesn't have the weekday excuse either. Why it makes me sad is because I know the wrestlers are sad about it because they talk about it. So Manami Katsu has spoken about it. The fucking rookie, Karari Wakana, has started speaking about it. And she started using it as motivation in her promos, saying she wants to take Ice Ribbon out of its down state. When your rookie is saying that in a promo, that's not good. That means that people are thinking about it regularly backstage. So that's why it makes me sad. It also makes me sad because I know these people are like killing themselves with insane bumps and stiff fights like Manami Katsu has. And she's got I think she's like a dental assistant. She's got 2 jobs. She's got a family. And then she goes to work and she has to see empty buildings. That's fucking depressing. I don't know why Ice Ribbon books so many Korakuens. It's super demoralizing for the wrestlers. Just book 2 a year like Diana does, for fuck's sake. Diana are like tripling Ice Ribbon's Korakuen Hall attendances, and they book 6 less Korakuens. So I think the promotion has a responsibility to the wrestlers to book suitable venues. It's a bit like the AEW thing, right? When they were doing huge stadiums before and
that's true.
Only drawing 3,000 during their down period. Just protect your wrestlers, protect your product, book smaller buildings, even if it's just for a morale boost. They should just make Shinkiba their big shows or something. So I think it's just, I mean, Velka said it somewhere. It's just a pride thing. So I try to do my part.
Do they have like a special relationship or something where they get Korakuens cheap or something?
I think they just want to book Korakuens because they used to be able to do that.
That's strange.
They used to be able to do these 700, 800. Mayu Iwatani did a Korakuen in 2024 and they did a number of 1,000, right? So, and that's the Mayu Iwatani effect, I know, but even a few years before when you had I'll come on to it, but I think it's just a pride thing. So I tried to do my part.
Also,
I paid.
Also, like you said earlier, you couldn't pay it. They made really counted. They made sure you couldn't. Like it was really dark in there. It was like an 11:30 morning show, actually, right? You could have thought it was like midnight or something, because they made sure you couldn't really see the crowd at all. The way they
But and why I know it was below 200 though is because they did show it when. During the semi-main event, they did some brawling.
Oh, I didn't see that one. Okay.
Yeah, and they showed the camera to the seats, so I could see the seats. There must have been less than 70 people in those orange seats. It was
that sucks.
Yeah. So anyway, I paid £80 for a fucking Manami Katsu t-shirt. That doesn't even fit me because and I try to buy every show. I just wanted to mention it here. So I'm not saying don't pirate because the wrestling is so fucking expensive. But if you are interested in the product and you like what you saw when you sampled it, then just consider paying for some of the shows, the Korakuens and stuff like that. We don't want any promotion to fade away. Ice Ribbon has been one of the most important promotions for producing talent in the scene. The prominence wrestlers, so Risa Sera, Suzu Suzuki, Kurumi Hiragi, and Mochi Natsumi, they were all Ice Ribbon OGs. Maya Yukihi, Julia, Tsukasa Fujimoto, Tekla's first Japan dates were in Ice Ribbon. Nori's first dates for pro wrestling after MMA were in Ice Ribbon. It was Emi Sakura's first promotion. She's the one that founded it. So Riho, Hikaru Shida, Sakaya, Obihiro, Makoto, they're all graduates of Ice Ribbon. So aside from actress girls, Ice Ribbon has played a crucial role in the the 2010s for producing talent, and it's harder now with the talent recruitment pool that they have. They're sort of tied to a theatre group called Venus. That's their current only talent pipeline, which is like, you know, theatre girls, which is great. More theatre kids should get into wrestling, but it's a much slower process. I think they've also had some coaching changes. I know that Kaho are you going with Matsushita for the pronunciation, or is it Matsushita?
I have no idea.
I'm just going to go with Matsushita and just yell at me if it's wrong. But yeah, so Kaho does some of the coaching in Ibuki. Okay, I'm just venting now. I just wanted to get that off my chest. So yeah, it makes me sad though, the Korakuen rules.
You know some names, because I never talked to wrestling about to anyone in real life. So when I've never spoken a name out loud, I don't even know how I would pronounce it, honestly.
It's just because when you say like Takeshita, right? You don't go Takeshita. Yeah. So I feel like all of the Shita endings, like that kanji or whatever, it's you have to say the I, like it's almost like it's silent. So that's why I think it's like Matsushita rather than Matsushita.
I think it's but you do however you like. I think.
Yeah, I mean at least I've tried. Okay. Yeah. All right. So Ice Ribbon had another nightmare going into this Korakuen Hall because they were originally slated to do a tag team match and a main event with Manami Katsu and Ibuki Hoshi pulling double duty. So it was going to be Vicky, which is Katsu and Misa Kagura, against Prime Link, which is Ibuki Hoshi and Kao Matsushita. And that fell through due to Ibuki having an ACL injury during training. So we spoke about that last week. But it would have been a match of the top two teams. And that they basically pivoted to doing Manami Katsu versus Kaho Matsushita, which is Ibuki's partner. And she's never held the Ice Xfinity title. The last time she even challenged for it was against Ibuki in December 2023. So the pivot had to be quick. And I think they did really well with a promo on the dojo show just before the Korakuen Hall, where Kaho basically spoke about how unworthy she felt of challenging Manami Katsu because she and Ibuki had not lived up to the label of carrying Ice Ribbon when they're in this down period. And she only asked Katsu for a test singles match. And Katsu, who is like the ice cold-hearted, she's meant to be like the ice queen, you know, she's not happy, but because in Vicky, Misa Kagura has like made her more positive, fucking Manami Katsu was like, what the fuck are you talking about? If you're facing me, it has to be for the title. You are one of the best wrestlers we have. And, you know, she demanded that Kaho, you know, to come and take her title. So that was awesome. I really liked that sort of character development of Manami Katsu. But you watched the match. Do you want to take us through? What notes do you have on the match? Or do you have any notes? Do you want me to talk about it?
I haven't really, I don't have really extensive notes. I wasn't, I'm totally unfamiliar with both of them, essentially, right?
Because, so give me first impressions then.
I thought, I was actually really surprised by some of the offense I saw. Like, I think they have like some really kind of innovative like moves, or like some of the suplexes I think I've never seen before. That kind of surprised me. So you said they were basically like friends, right? Or like.
The idea is
like
Ibuki,
Manami. Yeah. Take me through it again.
Sorry, the storyline is like Ibuki and Kaho are like they're both 22. They're both like Ice Ribbon contracted wrestlers, and they both like coach a lot of the younger kids now. So they're like the centerpieces or the core of Ice Ribbon. And Manami Katsu just came back like last year or something from like a couple of years ago from a long year career break to like focus on building a family. And she's come in. She's now the champion, and we're sort of like waiting for Ibuki and Kaho to like take the reins and become the next sort of like stars. Ibuki's already been a champion, but Kaho hasn't. So I feel like the story behind this was Katsu like trying to like bring it out of Kaho almost. Like it was a friendly competition. Like, are you ready enough to take this title away from me?
Yeah. So Ibuki and Kaho are the friends, not Manami and Kaho.
Yeah, they're the tag team. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I was kind of surprised at one point they were like slapping this shit out of each other.
Exactly. Yeah.
I thought they were kayfabe friends. That's a bit rough. But
That one's even better though, because Kaho is sort of like the understated. So if it was a Buki, she does that shit all the time. She has like super hard chops. But Kaho is much more understated. She does not get as angry in the ring. So that slap spot you talk about is like Katsu reminding Kaho it's a fucking Korakuen Hall main event, and then Kaho just sort of like blitz her back, and so I love that spot for that because she's normally timid.
yeah, because that was kind of the turning point of the match for me too. Because at the start I thought like Kaho needs to like lay it in a bit more, like her forearms didn't really.
I had the exact same notes as you.
It's awesome. Forearms didn't really look great at the start. It looked like she was a bit unsure of herself, I thought. Like maybe it was the spot she was in. But like when they started to slap the shit out of each other in the corner there, I think was Kao on the turnbuckle? One of them was on the turnbuckle, I think.
Yep, she was, yeah.
And yeah, that's kind of when the match turned around for me, like with the whole intensity and everything. And from then on, I thought it was pretty nice, very good match. And like I said, a couple of really nice, like these I don't even know how to describe them. These like I think Manami Katsu does them, these almost like fisherman's suplexes from behind, where she like hooks the leg.
Yep.
And throws her over. Those look really cool. And yeah, just in general, I liked it. I
thought this was
check them out more maybe.
It definitely wasn't like Ice Ribbon's match of the year. So I have it as like it was like maybe like third, maybe fourth of Manami Katsu's singles matches. I thought she was really good though. Her selling was great as usual. Like when Kaho hit Katsu with a series of buzzsaw kicks, Katsu sort of like sandbagging her weight when she sells and like makes it feel like she's about to get knocked out. You know, she makes Kaho struggle to pin her. That sort of selling like really like speaks to me. Like, yeah, I'm super heavy. Like you just almost knocked me out. Try and pin me. She doesn't like help her. I kind of like that selling. Kaho hit Fanfare, which is a pump handle driver. So it's a bit like a modified
too, yeah.
It's like a modified made in Japan. So that's like her super finisher. So I haven't seen her hit it this year. And I was looking through match reports to see when the last time she hit it was. And it was December 2023, her last Ice Xfinity title match against Ibuki. So I actually bit on that as the finish because I haven't seen her pull it this year. But Katsu timed her kick out perfectly. So
yeah, that was the other one I meant, like the move that I don't know if I've ever seen before. I didn't even know how to call it or describe it really, but that was the other innovative like offense that really looked great to me. Yeah, that makes sense if that's a super finish. Yeah, that looks awesome. That move.
And then Katsu defended her title with one final backdrop driver, but I really like this match. I think this match largely proved, I think it proved Kaho's own doubts about her not being quite ready to lead the promotion yet. You could sort of see that in this match, that she's not ready to do that. It also validated that Katsu is the best worker in the company by quite a bit, and she needs to hold that belt still for a long time. Her selling was just really on point. Kaho's great, but she is not company ace great like Kohaku in Wave or Umasaki in Diana, for example.
I can see that, yeah. She still needs a little bit more, I don't know.
Time,
yeah. Time and confidence.
Yeah, exactly.
It was pretty clear that Katsu was like the vet here, leading her through the match.
Yeah. Did you maybe see some glimpses of why I love Minami Katsu so much?
Yeah, for sure. She's very how do I say it? She looks very confident. Like I don't want to say confident like the 15th time in a row, but that's like the vibe she gives off. Like she's really just like the master in the ring there, and she's the one in charge, and she's very like self-assured, I think, in everything she does. So she looks.
Yeah, I've described her as the Timo Suri, right? And she was actually going easier on Kaho here, so she wasn't as stiff as she normally does. Like normally she does like shoot headbutts and shit like that, which she would have done with Ibuki for sure. But Kaho's just not ready for that type of match. So I feel like Katsu just sort of like made sure to make Kaho shine as much as she possibly could, rather than stealing the limelight. I think she was trying to put her over in beating her. That's what I felt basically.
Yeah.
Cool.
Do you think, like we had the topic last week that maybe Japan has more like siloed fan bases. Do you think it also didn't do them well to go like basically head to head with the big Marigold show over in Ryogoku?
I actually don't know how much of an effect that has. I did think about it, and I just don't know the answers to that. I want. Sometimes I think that they're just gonna go to their own promotions, and people don't normally support a lot of, like you said. I think they are more siloed off, so it doesn't have that effect. Yeah. But I don't know if that's true.
I don't know either. When there's like such a big show in the same town, maybe I don't know.
Yeah,
hard
it's
to
possible.
say. Hard to say.
Yeah, but
that was just another thing I thought about, like the low attendance or like the reasons, the possible reasons for it, maybe.
Yep. Okay, and then we had so the second important match. I was going to go through every match, but I'm not going to just because of time. So I'm just going to go through the second main match. Well, you said, did you watch parts of the opener? I mean,
I did see parts of the opener.
Okay, maybe we'll just do that quickly. So the second
I have only one take. I didn't really take many notes because
that's fine.
Yeah.
So Kurari Wakana against Maya Yukihi. So the background behind this was Kurari Wakana is the rookie they're building up. She's had a 7-match trial series. She's lost every single challenge so far to UK independent wrestler Blushi, Miyuki Takase, Unagi Sayaka, Rina Yamashita, Kaori Yoniyama, Haruka Umisaki. Her match against Umisaki was the best of her career so far, and Umisaki's best match in a long time. And she finally hit the diving double foot stomp that she'd been teasing throughout the series. I think the series has clearly shown growth in her in-ring ability and confidence, and that was after I criticised her performance against Yamashita because she just wasn't laying anything in and she really needed to. So she shut me up again with her performance against Umisaki. So her final challenge was Ice Ribbon OG Maya Yukihi. So, as expected, Yukihi basically dominated the fight by bullying Kurari. Kurari is an underdog wrestler, just like her tag team partner Miku Kanai. So they're actually in a tag team called Kiramiku. So that's cool. Established. Yeah, Miku does a lot of Ice Ribbon dates.
I saw that.
She's basically like part of the roster, even though she isn't. But they're actually very similar wrestlers, like fearless, persistent underdogs. It's really hard not to compare the two. They even have like similar offense. Like they both do like the tilt-a-whirl crossbody and stuff like that. So, but Kurari's selling has like really improved in the past year, and I'm starting to buy her as a seriously good underdog. So she was targeting Maya's injured arm, because she injured her arm like a year ago or whatever, through arm bars and modified octopus hold. She did hit the diving double foot stomp again, but it was a close 2 count, just like in the match with Umisaki. And so Yukihi just destroyed her with a running knee strike, and that looked brutal. But Yukihi just kicked out, and then Yukihi finished with her variation of the Tiger Driver. Kurari Wakana then challenged Totoro Satsuki after the match, because she's now confident. She's done with a 7-match series. She's like, fuck it, I'm gonna shoot for the stars. So she challenged her to a number 1 contenders match for Manami Katsu. So I'm hoping Kurari wins that, and then we'll have Manami Katsu versus Kurari Wakana. Sounds fucking awesome, because Kurari can just sell, and Katsu can beat the shit out of Kurari. And that is what Katsu's good at, and that's what Kurari's good at. So I am looking forward to that. If Totoro wins, I advocate for you pirating Ice Ribbon. No, I'm joking.
I'm gonna.
But Totoro is she shouldn't be. She already challenged in February. She should not be facing Manami Katsu again, in my opinion.
Right. Was this match announced?
The number 1 contenders one?
No, the Maya Yukihi.
Oh yeah. No, it was announced. Yeah.
Okay. Because I watched like the opening ceremony and everything before I knew that I could only watch like 20 minutes of the show.
Oh yeah, that was.
There's probably a workaround for that too. I'm probably just a noob with like Mega or whatever. It's like probably really easy to get around that, but I didn't. Because like when I only heard them like announce Maya Yukihi and there was like a big pop in the crowd, like it was a big surprise that she was gonna work the show, but maybe that was just.
No, it was announced at the last. It was announced on the Umisaki show, so at the end of September.
Okay, it just felt to me like they did a surprise Yukihi appearance,
excited, I guess.
Which would make 0 sense if you want to sell tickets. But anyway, yeah.
All right, some other stuff. Bad Butts, which is Anchum, Kreia, and Yappy. They continued their feud. They faced Arisa Shinose, Miku Kanai, and Sumika Yanagawa. The Bad Butt stuff is not good, so this also was not good. This was a total shit show, actually, to be honest. Okay. Oh god. I will describe one spot. I can't not describe it. So Ancham did an Eddie Guerrero, where, she threw the weapon to the opponent and then took a bump. The ref wasn't in the fucking ring, because he already took a ref bump. So he was outside the ring. So she was just fucking lying there,
pretending she got hit. Miku was just holding the sign, panicking that she would get DQ'd, but there's no fucking referee there. So she was just holding the sign there for like a minute, looking around. Why didn't she just drop the sign? And that led nowhere, by the way. The referee didn't come back in and see the sign on Miku. So Anchan was lying on the ground for the rest of the match, still doing the Eddie Guerrero. Miku was holding the sign for the rest of the match. Whatever. Okay. That didn't even play into the fucking finish. Then the finish was...
to be honest.
The finish was, Yappy wrapped the chain around Arisa's wrist and then threw herself over the ropes so it looked like Arisa was strangling her. And then the referee woke up and saw Arisa, quote-unquote, strangling Yappy and then DQ'd them.
Okay.
This was a fucking shit show. Just like the tag team match in Tokyo Square a few weeks ago that I complained about. The Bad Butts stuff is just some of the worst stuff that I'm watching right now. I thought Ruaka was incompetent, but Bad Butts are even worse. If you're going to do like heel gimmick, do it properly. That's all. And the worst part, sorry, I'm on a fucking roll. The worst part is they're all fucking good workers, okay? There is no excuse to do this. They're all great workers. Ancham is awesome. Kreia is awesome. Yeah, okay. All right, let's jump to the opener quickly. So it was Kaori, Yonyama, Misa Kagura, and Riko versus Makoto, Masahiro, and Moahiro. So this is the traditional Ice Ribbon kids in the opener, and you watched part of this match. Yeah. So what did you think about the kids?
I got maybe a hot take here. Is Riko the youngest one? Or is the
Riko is not the youngest one. She's an elementary schooler who is 11, and she's not the youngest.
11. I just clicked on that. Who was the youngest one? Is that
the youngest is Masahiro, who we don't know her age, but I am guessing she's like 6 or 7.
All right. My hot take about this match is that the youngest looking one probably runs the ropes better than some veterans from the US, I'd say.
If you're referring to Masahiro, then she is legit like good.
Yeah, I think that's her, yeah.
She is the smallest one, and she is actually a worker. Like, she's like 7 years old.
That was kind of freaky.
And she like, it's not only her moves, she like knows how to play to the crowd. She never forgets her fucking spots, ever. I don't know how a 7-year-old remembers like a match layout. It blows my mind. So if you're referring to her, then yes, I'm so happy you mentioned that.
Yeah, I just thought like watching her running the ropes, and like if I think about like how Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, runs the ropes or whatever, it's just kind of embarrassing, to be honest.
Yeah, it is insane.
Yeah,
cool. And that was Ice Ribbon Korakuen. There you go. So it was an okay show. I mean, I really liked the main event, and that was pretty much it.
Yeah.
Then holy fuck the time. I'm just gonna give the results for Dyna. So Dyna Volume 97. Watch on Dyna Live. It's live.www.dyna.com. It's the exact same as Ice Ribbon. Monthly subscription means you get 1 month later, or buy it on pay-per-view. And again, it normally doesn't get pirated, but you might be able to find it. Debbie, who is on the road to face Haruka Umasaki for the title, defeated her teammate Himiko. Haruka Umasaki, Jaguar Yokota, and Risa Sera defeated Kyoko Inoue, Maika Ozaki, who is without her retired teammate, Tai Honma, and Mizuki Kato. They haven't mentioned the unit war in a while, and it's been a couple of months, so I wonder if they've killed that story or if they're coming back to it, because I really like that story, but we'll see. Ayaka Sato, who's the leader of Innovator, the heel stable, defeated Honoka, which I thought this was a really good match. Honoka is a wave talent, and she's a masked wrestler. She's very good. This was her first Dyna appearance since she fractured her sternum in July against Mizuki Kato. That injury happened because literally Kato gave her a senton, and Kato's a big wrestler. So she literally just broke her sternum with her weight. That's not even made up. Yeah.
Right. I read about that in the newsletter.
Yes. Yeah. So this was a good match. And then in the main event, it was Nijumaru, which is Nanami and Rina Amekara, against Miran and Saran. So this match was basically giving Miran all the spotlight. And Miran is the real deal. Miran and Nanami were the highlights of this main event. Miran was basically doing fucking all of her moves, like reversing across the body into a tornado DDT. She was battering Nanami with forearms. She tried like a signature Frankensteiner, but Amakura reversed it into a double leg Boston Crab, and then Miran tried it later, but this time it worked. So the Frankenstein is an awesome move that she does. But unfortunately, Amakura pinned Miran with the double underhook facebuster. But Miran was just great in this match, so just wanted to mention that.
Sounds awesome.
I think we move Actress Girls into next week.
I was gonna ask, is there anything really really great on the Actress Girls show?
I'll just mention it so we don't have to move it to next week. There is some news in Actress Girls. So basically, Acton Mari
injured, right?
Yeah. So I'll just mention that. I won't go through any of the matches. So so Acton Mari won the Act Game tournament, which was the tournament for the inaugural tag team titles. They won it at Korakuen Hall in August. So Actress Girls did this huge tournament, set up a lot of new tag teams and stories going into the tournament and coming out of the tournament. Then Act was injured at some point in September, probably on the 18th of September at Step 64. But they had already set up the match for the Prism Hall show that we reviewed, that you watched, on the 1st of October, which was them against Midsummer Breeze, which is Natsuki and Nagisa Shiitsuki. So she went through with the match while being injured. She didn't bump at all in the match. I didn't think that meant she was injured because she never bumps. But apparently Velke, who has a podcast on Actress Girls with Sondra called Actress Stage Podcast, he said basically she was injured. So they had the match retaining the tag titles while she's injured, which is already pretty bad, right? That just seems like a weird decision. So it gets worse because they then vacated the titles. It gets even more worse because Actress Girls then announced a match for the interim titles.
It's so weird, yeah.
So they're crowning interim titles while having the actual titles vacated. It made no sense.
And one of the teams isn't even a team, right? Oh, sorry.
It gets even worse.
Didn't mean to spoil you.
No, it's okay. Because the people fighting for the interim titles are random. It was Marina Saihara and Yukina Uehara, who are not a team, against Riku Fukunaga and Sakura Mizushima, who are in the same faction, but they don't really team that much together. The way those teams were decided were basically a lottery. It's actually way too long to describe how that happened. Just trust me, it was fucking random, okay? So the booker is Sakaguchi. So his fucking rap sheet, count 1, like letting a team retain when you know one of them's going away. Count 2, vacating the title immediately after the match. Count 3, introducing a new interim title while the main title is vacated. Count 4, making random teams in the Yokohama semi and main event. Count 5, randomizing those teams to decide the teams that are going to fight for the interim. I mean, this is one of the worst booking decisions of Actress Girls in 2025. So the outcome was Marino Sahara and Yukina Uehara are the new champions. And the match was pretty good, but we don't have time to go through the match.
Okay. I was gonna say if there's like some really good matches, we can, if we want to postpone it to next week, I can watch some of them. But
maybe. So I will say it was a pretty good match. Anri is injured now though, which is another thing. So she got injured on the 19th of October show, and she's one of a really good rookie in Actress Girls. So that is very sad. She also
okay.
Yeah,
I thought she got injured in practice. I misread that.
She might have. No, she might have been injured in practice because after the show where Marino and Yukina won the titles, Anari came out and cut a really passionate promo about wanting the titles and asked to challenge them as Polaris with Arisa Nagai. And then some other teams came out as well. But now Anari is out injured from training, so she won't get that title shot, which is a bit sad.
Damn.
And then some other news, I'm just scrolling through. So Maru defended her King title against Yui Tensho. I was not really into that match. That was a bit of a mess. And Naru faced the new rookie Kana Yufuku, who is still training to become the yellow of Actress 5, which is like the Power Rangers of the promotion, where they each have their colors. So Yui Tensho used to be yellow. She left the faction. So now the new rookie is trying to become yellow. So she faced the pink, which is Naru. And obviously Naru got the win, and it was a very short match. But there you go.
Cool. So,
okay, we're done with the indie zone. I'll just say what shows are coming up. We got a Korakuen show at Wave. The only thing to know there is it's Tanaka Kato's last Wave show. So she's teaming with Chikai Nagashima against Haruka Umisaki and Honoka. Kahaku's defending her title against Itsuki Aoki, which I'm so excited for, to be honest. That match is going to be great because Kahaku is a really good wrestler, and obviously I've spoken about Itsuki Aoki. Then we have Emi Sakura's 30th anniversary in Choco Pro. We've mentioned this before. Azumi and Mei Suruga, Miya Yotsuba and Riho, Balianaki and Chris Brooks against Hayabusa and Masato Tanaka. That's happening in 2 days, or tomorrow, if you're listening to this, probably. And then it will be released a week later. We also have Sumire Natsu's produce show. So the only reason I mention this is because
I was wondering why this even on the agenda.
Well, because I hate Sumire Natsu.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. But there are some really good matches on there. So the main event is a you send-off match instead of goodbye, is what it's billed as. Listen to fucking this. It's Chihiro Hashimoto, Shuji Ishikawa, and you, which is Team 333 kg, against Sumire Natsu, Rina Yamashita, and Suwama. I mean, that just sounds like a fun time, to be honest.
Yeah, that sounds
And then the
awesome.
semi-main event is the one I'm excited about. It's Ayame Sasumura, one of my SLGs, and Hazuki against Celine Mizora and Veni. That's just a sick match.
Oh, yeah.
So Celine Mizora, the seedling rookie. So I'm excited about that as well. Then the opener is like Itsuki and Yuri, but I'm just excited for the semi-main and main. And then we've already mentioned Surrealism. Okay, match of the week. We fucking speed ran.
Do you even have anything?
Oh, it's just Victoria Yuzuki versus Mai Sakurai.
Yeah, that's what I figured. Mine too. Or
Okay,
whatever,
there you go.
like together with Utami, I guess. I still can't decide, but let's go with Yuzuki.
Wow, I have a headache after talking that much.
Oh yeah, this was a fucking...
I mean, the Marigold show took a while, but that was I mean, imagine if we'd had this podcast in April. We would have spoken about that Stardom show for 3 hours, right?
Probably, yeah.
So
It's crazy. I have a headache as well, yeah.
Yeah, but thank you guys if you listened all the way through.
Yeah,
I appreciate it.
I'm not sure how much I'm gonna have to cut from this episode. If you hear anything that sounds wrong, don't think
shut
about
up.
it too much. Don't prosecute me.
Yeah. But the goal of this podcast is to just, get people into different promotions. So kind of didn't want to cut too much out of the indie zone because, it's kind of the gimmick, right? So
Yeah, it's awesome.
So thank you
Anyway.
guys if you listened to all. If not, if you just skipped around, that's also okay. We appreciate all listeners. So thank you.
Absolutely. Please give us a 5-star rating on Spotify and Apple and YouTube, and subscribe and like and follow us or whatever. I don't really care.
Tim is fucking done. He is gonna fall asleep like a rock after this.
I am. Yeah, I'm glad I can't edit it immediately. I forgot my laptop at work, so whatever.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys. Till next week.
Bye.
See ya. Bye.